for the Blitz with Jason and Joe on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys were denied by the Atlanta Falcons to talk with Jeff Ulbrich for the defensive coordinator job. According to ESPN's Todd Archer, Falcons owner Arthur Blank said the team would recommend Ulbrich, who is still under contract with the Falcons. Cowboys will interview Minnesota defensive pass game coordinator Durante Jones and Browns safety coach Ephraim Banda for their defensive coordinator vacancy today. Denver assistant head coach Jim Leonard tomorrow.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is the Blitz, and we are live today. Great day to be live here with our friends from Flight by Yingling, Bubba's 33. That's where we are today. This is the Blitz. I'm Joe. He's Jason, and we got a lot of stuff to give away.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of cool stuff.
Well, it's a Flight Friday.
Of course,
we're out here at Bubba's 33. And you look around some and you think it's August because, you know, shorts and a golf shirt, and then others in a jacket because we're literally under a vent hood. It's getting us ready for playoff weekend. That Green Bay-Chicago game. They wanted us in the frozen tundra of Bubba's 33. Yes. And a nice ice-cold flight. Now, we won't get a flight till 6, but you can come by here and win one of these cool Flight Kanga coolers. These are awesome. Everywhere you go and somebody sees that, they're like, where do you get that?
Absolutely.
Where can I get that? Well, you could win one today if you come by here at Bubba's 33.
That's all you have to do. Come by here, have a nice cold flight, and chill with us. Watch the show. You can heckle us or whatever the hell you want to do.
Heckle us?
Well, sure.
Heckle
Why not?
you.
Beer Santa does that all the time.
Well, I mean, that's what he gets paid to do, right? As long as he doesn't dance like that ever again.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Be glad you people didn't see that on our YouTube channel.
I'm going to tell you this. My first time here to Bubba's 33.
Yep.
And it's a really cool place. It really is. Big place. The food was great. We had lunch.
Yep.
And there's some folks over here to my left sitting at the bar. And everybody seems to be having a good time. Look, it's Friday. It's Friday. Come on out and start your weekend.
It is. It's a Flight Friday. The bar here is incredible. The food, welcome to 2026, Ryan Eagle. It's his first time here. Bubba's has been around a long time, but it's all right. He also just learned that there's a little slide thing on his laptop that can turn his camera on and off. I mean, well, what the hell's wrong with my computer? My camera is not working. Let's slide that over. I mean, Joe can discover new things every day, and today it's Bubba's 33. Well, and if you're like Joe and have never been here before, come check it out. The food is great, and the beer is cold, and the prizes, well, could be yours.
You know, I'm just saying, when you get too old where you're not learning something new every day, then you got a problem. So I'm enjoying this. I never knew this little thing up here had a slide to it.
Next week, kids, we're going to learn how to tie your shoes.
I can do that, actually. I'll teach you how to tie a tie.
Really?
Yeah. Did you tie your own tie, or was that a clip-on?
No, I had to tie my own tie.
Wow.
I know how to tie a tie. You know, I learned some things in the military, and those lessons are still there. Speaking of my time in the Navy, tomorrow is the Navy All-American Bowl. I've got a stack of tickets. When I was down there the other day, they gave me more tickets to give away. If you want to go to the Navy All-American Bowl, I got a bunch of tickets. So if you want to go, just come on by. You don't even have to register. You just say, hey, I want to go to the game tomorrow, and I will hook you up with tickets.
That's
I would
a hell
say
of a deal.
As many as you need, but I mean, if you're bussing everybody down there, as long as you're going to use them, I don't give a damn. So what I don't want to do is throw these away Saturday night. So if you want to go to the games tomorrow, 2 games, 1 ticket, I got you taken care of here at Bubba's 33.
Well, there you go. That's just another reason to come down here and party with us on this Friday afternoon. A Flight Friday. That's what it is. So come on down here and party with us because I don't know if you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, but James Pledger has Alexandra's sparkly Texas A&M shirt on. You look lovely, Pledge.
Lovely.
Lovely. Nice and sparkly.
Nice and sparkly.
I will stop before I say shiny because that just doesn't apply to Pledge.
I think because this is part of the payoff for his failure in the 72-ounce steak challenge.
Yeah.
And Pledge, dude, I give you a lot of credit for actually wearing that sparkly shirt. But I think what we need to do today is whatever you do in the control room, you need to be more than just that little square. This could be one of those days, especially since Joe's camera is on the IR. Put you in the big box the entire time, and just you can't be in the little corner. You need to have the prominent space on the screen as you wear a sparkly. Oh my God, a sparkly Alexandra loaned Aggie shirt.
Yeah, dude, if I were you, I would take very good care of that shirt because if you ruin that shirt, I would not want to feel the wrath of Alexandra.
And you see, I see her there in the YouTube chat. I'll pick them up next week. And
yeah,
I don't even know how you would wash something like that.
You don't wash that.
Well, you can't give it back to her smelling like Pledge BO.
He's going to have to pony up and take it to the dry cleaners.
Is that a dry cleaner shirt?
Well, I would assume it's not a washing machine shirt.
Well, I wouldn't know, but I mean, that's I don't even know what to describe that. How do you describe that? It is sparkly.
Alexander's going to have to give us some cleaning instructions on that shirt because we don't want to ruin that thing at all. And by the way, I think my computer looks pretty damn good. I mean, I'm just saying. The computer camera, it's not bad. Look, I'm a little bit pissed off because
here we go.
I get here and I've got my camera at home that we use. We all have cameras, and I put it right by my briefcase as I'm working this morning. So I put it there so I won't forget it. And damned if I didn't forget it.
So you're mad at yourself.
I am mad at myself
because you didn't bring your tools to work.
Yes,
right. I mean, you know. You had one job. You're like a college kicker. You had one job.
No, that's not true. I have more than one job.
Well,
I brought my computer.
Yep.
I brought all the other necessary stuff.
Yep.
But the camera, I forgot.
Again, you had one job. You know, it'd be like the beer man showing up without the beer. I got the ice in the cooler, but I forgot the beer.
That would suck.
Well, what good are you, right?
Wow.
I mean, you had one job.
I still got a camera. I'm good.
You do. You do.
And I got a circle of death spinning around on it.
Yeah, well, we got some internet issues happening out here at Bubba's 33, but that's all right. We will figure it out. When I say we, Caden will figure it out. So
yes, he will.
Good luck to us all. We got a great game tonight, hopefully, with Indiana and Oregon.
There's no way it's as good as last night.
Well, I mean,
it's impossible to have two games back-to-back as exciting as that football game was last night.
Ye of little faith.
My gosh.
But I'm with you. And I said this yesterday. I thought last night would be a great game. Tonight, I worry about it being a blowout, that Indiana could blow out Oregon. Last night's game, though, was a far better football game. And I expected a great game last night. But the second half last night, that game was just incredible. Both those quarterbacks, both those offenses in that fourth quarter, those kind of lead changes, it almost felt like watching an arena football league game.
Neither defense could stop the other's offense. It was just an incredible thing to watch. Exciting. Look, the entire game was exciting, but that fourth quarter was off the hook. I mean, that thing was incredible. And I'm sitting there, and I think I'm the only one that had money on Miami last night. You and we're talking to A.J. Hoffman, both had Ole Miss, and I'm really not sorry. I'm glad you guys lost, quite frankly, because that means that I won. But it was back and forth. It was one of those that you had to sweat it out.
In all fairness, year 4 of you here on the Blitz, yesterday was the first time in the history of this show, and honestly, that's 18 years, but with Joe Reinagel, where I just took the opposite to take the opposite, because I could have gone either way. I thought last night was going to be a coin flip. In fact, I thought you were going to take Ole Miss, so I was ready to take Miami. And then when you when Ole Miss or went Miami, I'll take Ole Miss. I couldn't figure out. I could not decide. I did not put $1 on the game last night because I could not decide. Now, for our Pick'em segment that we do, all right, I'm just going to pick opposite of you because this truly was a coin flip game. And that's the first time that I've ever made a pick just to go opposite of the co-host. And
I'm glad you did.
Well, I'm pissed that I mean, but honestly, I mean, because what I was going to do was literally flip a coin. Let that decide. Heads I win, tails you lose. Let's rock and roll because it was that kind of and
it was that kind of game.
And it turned out to be that kind of game.
It could have gone either way. And the controversy throughout a little bit with the targeting calls and no pass interference called there at the end. It is what it is. The officials, I think, got too involved in the fourth quarter. Other than that, I thought it was just an entertaining football game, man. Just extremely entertaining football game.
When you look at it and playoff football, championship level football, that's what you want to see. When the committee gets together and they are trying to create matchups with the best teams, but also what are going to be great TV shows. Last night is what they dream of, right? Up to this point, we've had one really good playoff game, and that was Ole Miss and Georgia. Very similar type of game, although even in that game, he had bigger lead swings. Last night was just back and forth, and although team with the ball last did not win because the refs kept their flags in their pocket, but it kind of felt like whoever has the ball last is going to win this thing, and Carson Beck channeling his inner Vince Young on that run into the end zone. It was just an incredible drive. Penalty aided, although I can't be mad at the calls that were made on that fourth quarter drive by the U. Now, if you had Ole Miss plus 3.5, you're really upset today.
That it sucks to be you.
Well,
it's just that simple.
But that's the beauty of gambling on sports and betting. I mean, that's exactly what you do. That game had everything, and I just hope that tonight's game and then next Monday night's game, the 19th, that will actually crown a champion. We got two more good college football games, or great college football games, and I hope that last night was not the best game that we're going to see over the next 5 days or 4 days left of football, because the NFL playoffs this weekend, hopefully we get some games that are competitive like that.
Well, I hope so too. That game was so much fun watching that. I really enjoyed that game from start to finish and had a good time. Let's talk a little bit more about it, because there was some controversy in that game with a couple of targeting calls, one that was called, one that was not. And I really can't tell the difference, to be totally honest with you. Not to mention the fact that Jackson Dart, the New York Giants quarterback, was on the sideline last night. Maybe gave us a clue as to who the next head coach is going to be. And bad news for the Ole Miss quarterback. We're talking about all of that out here at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. You need to come out here and see us. We're here with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Some Kanga coolers to give away. Minix has some tickets to the All-Star Games tomorrow.
Yep.
So if you want any of that and you just want to come out and party and have a nice cold Flight by Yingling, you can do that as well. Get on down here. Bubba's 33 at Alamo Ranch. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making a player pick for the first time, there's something that can't be too hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels so good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups, bowl games coming, tournament time, it is time to jump right in. When it comes to playoffs, you go with stars. Stars always produce. In the NFL, they get those stars because they're stars. And as we get closer and closer, I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a man alone on Buffalo. Whenever you get to the more, you go with Josh Allen. In basketball, oh my goodness, Luka is balling. You can't go wrong with Luka. I want to tell you about a brand new part of Prize Picks. It's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out on those winnings before the game even finishes. I want you to go download Prize Picks and use the code Alamo, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo for $50 in lineups, and all you got to do is play 5. Prize Picks, it's so good to be right. Hey, the big game's almost here, if you know what I mean. And if your dog goes wild every time the doorbell rings, it's time for a new game plan. Whether you scored a brand new puppy over the holidays or your current MVP needs better discipline, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit's ready to help coach him up. Sign your dog up for professional training sessions focused on winning behavior. From boarding and daycare to expert training, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is here for you. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298 today.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to 60%, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm going to make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, a wild weekend in the NFL, a wild card weekend in the NFL, and it ain't over.
I feel like I just had an 8-course meal and there's a giant dessert coming. There's more to talk about, not just football. The Spurs were busy too. Man, it's going to be a great weekend. You better set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, that's right. It is the Blitz with Jason and Joe, and we are live today. Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location, easy to get to. It's right off 1604 in a big shopping center here. You can't miss it. Come on out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Flight by Yingling is here, and I don't know, I would imagine there'll be samples later.
Yeah.
There's also some Kanga coolers that they're going to be giving away because that's what Beer Santa does. He just likes to make people happy. That's what he does, and that's what he's going to be doing. And already here, it's a pretty good lunch crowd out here at Bubba's 33, and I understand why. The food's pretty good.
Absolutely it is. And look, we're in Alamo Ranch. A guy named Alex, you were in the restroom, but he came by and said, dude, you guys are literally in my neck of the woods. You're not out in Stone Oak or way out in the Northeast, so I had to come by and say hi. And he thought Caden was you. Didn't he?
Yeah. What the hell's the matter with him?
Well,
nothing against Caden. I'm just saying that,
You realize we're on the radio. I know there's the YouTube piece and those people could see you. And for 25 years, you were on television and you feel like everybody knows who you are. But clearly, Alex had no idea. He walked up, sees two dudes. I'm Jason. Hey, Joe.
Well, where the hell's where is he now? Did he leave?
I don't know where he went. He's probably at the bar drinking a cold beer.
Holy cow!
I mean, because it's cold as hell out here on the patio.
Well, it's better though. They kind of adjusted the AC.
Yeah,
so
somebody complained.
I'm happy about it. I think it was Beer Santa.
Well,
but
yeah.
Either way, I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty happy about it. Before we went to break, Minix, we were talking about last night's game between Ole Miss and Miami, and it's just an instant classic. It has to go down as that. But there were some controversial plays in that game. And in my mind, the officials got way too involved in the fourth quarter, which was the best quarter of the football game. But even before that, there were two calls, one against Mississippi that the flag was eventually picked up for targeting, and then another against Miami where the dude got ejected. And I'm honestly trying to figure out what the parameters are for targeting.
Now, here's the thing when it comes to targeting. I think we all know what it is when we see it, and we all hate it. And when they first started calling targeting, getting ejected is just so harsh for what it is. Now, the crown of the helmet and the launching, that's what they're looking for. And then are you making contact in the head and neck area? Like, we all know that. You know that when you see it. It just sucks when you see it because what is the defender supposed to do? But he launches, and I think that was the difference you saw last night. One guy launched, used the crown of his helmet. The other guy did not. And to me, that is the difference. It's dumb. I think we all know it when we see it now. We just hate it. And when you got to look at a replay over and over and over to determine it, in my mind, that ain't it. If you can look at, oh, yeah, that's it. Like one looksee at it, all right. But I still think the penalty now is way too harsh. It should just be a personal foul, 15 yards, and go. The ejection part needs to change. Or the carryover part, because dude from Miami now is going to have to miss the first half of the national championship game.
And that is ridiculous to me. And you say we should know it. I honestly, last night, did not think that the call against Miami was targeting. The guy did launch, yes, but I don't know what he's supposed to do. So he launches, and his head doesn't even hit the guy's helmet.
Well,
I mean, it's to the side.
But it was the crown of his helmet.
But it does.
That's what he led with.
He did not hit the guy.
He led with the crown of his helmet.
That's why it's a ridiculous call.
Well, no, but that's the rule.
But the first one,
lead with the crown of your helmet.
The first one against Ole Miss, there was more helmet-to-helmet contact in that one than there was in the one that they actually called.
But with targeting, it's not the – and if you're – I know we've got a couple of –
But they called the penalty as targeting.
Well, and then they reviewed it and said no, right?
Because ridiculous.
Because it's leading with the crown of the helmet. You can have helmet-to-helmet contact. You can't play football and not. It's did he launch? No. Was it with the crown of his helmet? No. No targeting. I mean – John Clay Wolf.
Clay.
I mean, next he's going to tell me about transmissions, and you just go with it, right? It's one of those. It's a weird. I say weird.
It's the stupidest rule that I've ever seen.
Well, again, and we're talking. It's football. Football is a violent contact sport. They're trying to make it, I don't know. I look, the intent when they put the rule in, nobody liked it then. How is a defender supposed to play? How do you coach it? But it now I just think, okay, it's a part of the game. You know it when you see it. You don't see it targeting and ejections the same rate that at one point, because helmet to helmet is going to happen. It's leading with the crown, and the launch is what they're looking for. Targeting, and you're going to be out. I don't like it. I don't want to sound like that rules official guy. Oh, that was. He always sides with the referees, which is BS. Kind of like on the pass interference on the final play of the game. The way they called that game, how they kept their flags in the pocket for that one is beyond me.
Well, because it's the last play of the game.
So
it's the last play of the game. That's typical.
Aren't
They're
you
not going to call that thing.
You know, I could see them not calling it if it were a Hail Mary. Ole Miss didn't run a Hail Mary play. They ran a pattern, and they were.
Well, it was a Hail Mary.
No,
though.
it was.
Of course it was. There was no time left.
Well, that doesn't make it a Hail Mary.
Well, so you're telling me the wide receiver on a Hail Mary is not running a pattern?
Well, they're all just running down there trying to gain position and catch a football. I mean,
exactly.
That
it's a
dude
pattern.
ran a route, and the quarterback put the ball right there. The receiver couldn't get to it because of the mugging that was taking place in the end zone.
He wasn't going to catch it anyway, and even if he would have, he's out of bounds.
You don't know that.
He wasn't going to catch it.
I mean, somebody I know loves to say you just don't know.
But in this case, I do know.
Well, because
The
you
ball
had
was
Miami.
overthrown.
Because you had
sure as hell
Miami.
did.
I mean, you were angry about the targeting call because you had Miami.
Well, see,
yeah,
what
your anger, Joe, is always on where you had your money.
Even
we
though-
always know in the group text where you bet based on your reaction to calls.
Even though it's been a long time, I believe that when I used to play football, when you tackled somebody, you launch. That's what you do.
Well, again,
I mean, how do you tackle somebody without launching?
I mean, but you played just after they used to use their helmets as wallets after the game.
I don't
mean,
understand how you do
changed.
that. How is it possible to tackle somebody without launching your body into them?
It's
not. That's the answer you're looking for.
It's football back in my day is different. Can you imagine some of those guys, trying to play today? Could you imagine Darren Woodson or Burton Hanks or Ronnie Lott? Some of those guys, Lyle Alzado trying to play today. They couldn't, right? They'd go to jail. I mean, literally.
Yes, they would, because that was football, and all I wanted to do was play football, and that hit was. To me, a good hit. It makes no difference. I was more pissed off that they picked up the flag against Ole Miss on the targeting call. So that's why it just doesn't make any sense. Having said that, it was a hell of a game other than that. But there was some controversy for sure. I just don't know how tonight's game is going to come anywhere close to what we saw last night. Now, I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong about that. But I just don't see how it comes anywhere near what we had last night.
When you look at and you think about a rematch, because on paper, Indiana is the best team in the country. What we've seen on the field, Indiana is the best team in the country. Oregon is a hell of a football team. Indiana in October went up to Oregon and beat the Ducks in their building. 30-20 was the final score. And Indiana today is a better team than they were in October. Oregon today is not as good as they were in October because they've had dudes leave that team in the portal. I mean, you look at some of their running back depth, you look at some of their defensive back depth, and Oregon is a lesser team today than they were. But when you think about this college football playoff era that we are in right now, teams that have played in the regular season and then met in the playoffs, only one time has the same team won both of those games, and that happened this year. Ole Miss beat Tulane in the regular season, and Ole Miss beat Tulane in the playoffs. Every other time, the team that won the regular season game lost the playoff game.
So you're saying that if all that goes chalk, Oregon should win this football game?
I'm just saying, if you're going to count out Oregon, history is not on your side.
I'm not counting out Oregon. Look, anything can happen in these games, not to mention the fact that, I will say this, Indiana's undefeated. They have not lost a game this year.
Yep.
And to me, that is like, I don't know if I would want to be in that position, quite frankly. And they are, obviously. They're number one and yada, yada. But still, I mean, I'd say eventually you're going to lose a game when you're playing teams at the caliber of the teams that you're playing in the college football playoffs. Look, if I have to put money on this, and I do, it's just one of my rules, I probably would take Indiana, depending on how the line swings between now and then.
Well, I mean, I the smart money is on Indiana. But in reality, and I just look at Oregon's running back depth and defensive back depth. And quite frankly, dude, you're in the playoffs. How do you hit the portal? That part kind of surprises me that you would have guys that would hit the portal when
they don't have any choice.
I know, but still,
that's the problem.
You're on a playoff team, man. I mean, like if you're going to the Citrus Bowl or the Armed Forces Bowl, and all right, cool, I get it. That's just the way it is. You're on a playoff team. Then again, you had a coach both a playoff team. So I mean, it just. Plus, I love Dan Lanning, and I think he's a hell of a coach. And their quarterback could really help his draft stock with a solid performance tonight. And because I think they only have 2 scholarship running backs left, it might be on Dante Moore to get this done.
Well, it'd be interesting. And I believe Dante Moore has another year of eligibility.
He does.
Does not have to come out after this year. However, it would be pretty smart of him, especially if he has a good game here tonight, because it's not a good quarterback draft this year.
No, that's why
next year it will be.
Yeah, see, that's like Ty Simpson declared, where everybody thought he needed to come back for another year of college, but he'll be a higher draft pick this year than next year, because next year is such a loaded quarterback class that's going to be led by one Arch Manning.
I think Carson Beck is up to stock through this playoffs. And I think last night, the way he was throwing the football around, I honestly believe, I'm not saying he's a first-round guy, but I think his stock has risen throughout this year and then into the playoffs.
Dude made some throws last night.
He really
some
did.
Great reads.
Yes.
Plus Trinidad Chambliss.
Oh, that guy.
He's got to come out now because the NCAA denied his request for a 6-year of eligibility.
Well, I think there's going to be a lawsuit there, so we'll wait and see where that goes. But I would assume that's going to be the case unless he says, well, I'll come out and do that. Again, as good as Chambliss is, he's not a first-round guy. He'll be down in the, third, fourth, fifth round, I would assume. Same, I would assume with Carson Beck, depending on how desperate you are. But I would love to see Chambliss and Carson Beck go to teams that don't need quarterback help right away. They can sit and learn behind veteran guys, and I think that would do both of them a world of good. Chambliss just makes things happen, man. He is so much fun to watch. Watching him last night, and he throws a really nice football, dude. But the ability to escape and to get out of trouble and improvise, just fantastic.
Well, and you think about what you saw there, and of course, is that definitely the quarterback that are going to be drafting high. And I think either one in the game last night or first round guys, but they got is Jackson Dart on the sideline last night. Yeah. He's looking for a new head coach, and he was seeing, the mouth lip readers apparently some who's it going to be, and he either said Harbaugh or Stefanski.
That's what he said.
You just don't know if you believe the lip readers.
Well, I mean, if you watch the video, you can it's pretty obvious. The thing that's impressive about that is the fact that the camera caught that moment. I mean, what are the chances of that? They caught that moment, you could see the lips read it, and those names make perfect sense.
Well, again, I mean, but I don't know. Does he have any more knowledge than we do, or aren't those the two?
Probably not.
Aren't those the two that we've heard most just by looking at Twitter?
Or maybe that's
because he didn't follow up. I don't know. Yeah, one of the. I don't know. I mean, but he definitely said, according to the lip readers, including mine. Yeah, that's what it looks like he said.
That's what it looked like he said.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see.
Stefanski or Harbaugh? Either one would be a pretty good pair to go with one Jackson Dart and the New York Football Giants. Speaking of that, they're not in the playoffs. The Giants aren't. A lot of teams are not in the playoffs, but guess what? A lot are, and it is Wild Card Weekend. To me, the best weekend in NFL football playoff time. I love it. Oh, look, all the other games are great, but the games we have tomorrow and Sunday and then on Monday night are just going to be fantastic and much must-see. Without a doubt. Let's talk about it when we continue live from Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location, place you need to get down here and meet meet Beer Santa. Meet our good friends from Flight by Yingling and register to win a Kanga cooler and get yourself a cold flight. Nothing better on a Friday. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Sean, 93 Toyota 4Runner, 130,000 miles, new engines and transmission. What'd you spend on the engine and training?
$6,500.
Yeah. So at some point, you need to throw the towel in and let her go onto the graveyard. When you blew the tranny, I didn't mean it like that, like your transmission failed. I didn't mean like you blew a tranny.
I got the tranny.
I'm trying to say it right. Transmission.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Back live at Bubba's 33 with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Kanga coolers are being well registered for to be given away a little bit later. There will be some samples, I would assume, at some point in time today, so it gives you plenty of time.
Kidding, the Flight promo crew is doing an outstanding job.
They really are. They really are, under the direction of one Beer Santa.
Well, he's got his little elves.
Oh, man, you need to get on down here. This is a really cool place. My first time here. If you've been here, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to come down here and experience it. I mean, it's Friday. You're looking a little sick, got the sniffles. Tell the boss you just need a
don't say that.
Day off.
Don't.
Why?
Because there, as I cough, there are a lot of people out sick right now.
Oh,
right. I mean, with the cedar or whatever the hell is in the air.
Yeah, there's
the flu going around.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of people right now that are truly under the weather and miserable. So
that's why the boss would buy it.
That's
a good
great.
Point. It's
good
like, hey,
point. Absolutely. Come see Dr. Reinagel. He'll write you a note.
Exactly. I'll write you a note, maybe a prescription or two. Who knows?
Really? You can write prescription?
Well, if they got enough cash, I know a guy.
You know a guy?
Yeah, absolutely. Bubba's 33, Alamo Ranch. That's where we are with our friends from Flight by Yingling. So come on down here. Get here as soon as you can. How about that? That would be fantastic. Now, we got a game tonight that you can watch here at Bubba's 33. That, of course, Indiana and Oregon, the second of the semifinal matchup of the college football playoffs. But then, my goodness, beginning tomorrow, NFL playoff football. It all gets started with the Rams in Carolina.
Well, and you know, it's interesting because
Carolina would be the Panthers. Panthers, right?
Yeah, welcome to the playoffs. It's been a while.
I don't know, man.
Although it's crazy, the first Super Bowl I ever attended down in Houston, it featured the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
and Tom Brady, Super Bowl 38.
Yeah. Hell of a game.
And now we're getting ready for Super Bowl 60, and it doesn't feel like Carolina's been there since.
I don't think
not certainly not the Super Bowl, but even the playoffs.
Jake Delhomme was the quarterback of that team.
When you look at Rams Panthers, does look like the worst game, which is why they got the Texans time slot. Let's get this one out of the way.
Yeah.
Which I do wonder how many people actually think the Panthers at home are going to beat the Los Angeles Rams.
I don't think many would give the Panthers a chance in that thing. If you're a gambling person, then maybe you would take the Panthers plus the 10.5, which is what it is. That's a lot of points, especially in a playoff game. But and that's what's going to make it interesting for all of us degenerates that will probably have some money on that game.
No, probably. You look at Rams Panthers. I think most everybody's going to go Rams in that one. I hope it's competitive. Then your Saturday night game, the Packers and the Bears. It's going to be none degrees. It's going to be snow. But both of those teams are used to playing in that. So I don't know if there's a real weather advantage for either team.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think weather's going to be an issue. But this is the rubber match. This is their third time meeting this year. They've each won one. And so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, my gut tells me that the Bears should win this thing.
Yep.
But I don't trust the Chicago Bears.
And therein lies, I think you're going to hear that trust word a lot in the playoffs because you've got teams like a Jacksonville, like a Chicago, that just haven't been there. And so it's hard to put your trust in something that you haven't seen. With Jordan Love, we have seen him as a 7th seed go on the road and get a win. Well, I saw that in person in Dallas a couple years ago. Son of a
wow!
But I mean, and again, playoff time. And I know some of this dates back to Aaron Rodgers or even Brett Favre for that matter. I mean, it's crazy to think each of those two quarterbacks only won one Super Bowl because it felt like they lived in the NFC Championship game. They lived in the postseason. Even with home field advantage, they would lose NFC Championship games at home. But there is something about this Chicago team that we finally, all of 2025, I didn't believe in them. I'm looking at this matchup, and Bears, right? I mean, quarterback play. Bears have had better quarterback play this year than Green Bay. You look at some of the running backs. You look at some of the receivers. I mean, even coaching, what Ben Johnson has done. I think more signs point to check the box for Chicago, and they are playing at home. I like Chicago.
All right, well, we'll see. That's a 1.5 point spread in that thing. I think even the Packers are favored. So we'll see. Well, I thought the Packers probably toast without the great Micah Parsons in the lineup.
Well, and that's another reason why. I mean, without Micah Parsons, how are they going to win?
Exactly.
I
don't know.
I'm used to seeing teams lose with Micah Parsons. So without him, I mean, they got to lose, right?
Well, there's, you just can't make the playoffs without Micah Parsons.
Well,
wait a minute.
You can make the playoffs. You just can't win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. And what I love about all of these games, Jason, is the fact that, well, they've all got their own window. I mean, you don't have to flip around.
Sure.
You're going to watch, if you want to watch the Bears-Packers, you got it, and it's all there. And Carolina and the Rams. And then on Sunday, you got 3 games, boom, 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 all in their own time slot. And that's the beauty of this thing. I mean, you could just veg out an OD on football.
That's it, man. It's, it's one of those grazing kind of days. Get up early, smoke some meats, do something that, you're not making a meal, just something that you can graze on all days, wings, sausage fajitas, whatever it is you do. I mean, it's just going to maybe tri-tip. I'm trying to figure out what.
Now, you got time, too, because that first game's not till 3:30. Oh, you're working tomorrow.
I'm working tomorrow. I'm talking about Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
Well,
I'm talking about tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow I'm working.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm in the Alamo Dome all day. I mean, we'll be watching one game on the iPad and then hopefully get to the Roo Pub by halftime of the Bears game. Because by that point, I'll need a cold beer.
Yeah, or 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bills-Jaguars, the early game on Sunday. Now, I've been on the Bills all season. They were my preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl. But, man, I like Jacksonville at home.
Again, it's a team that, do you believe what your eyes are telling you? I mean, obviously, they've been playing great football. Sunshine has played, this might be his best year as a pro this year, and they're just playing well. They've got a defense that is really good against the run, which again, that's what Buffalo likes to do to make some other things happen. So if you look at it on paper, I think you're right to say Jacksonville, because I think on paper the Jags have the better football team talent wise, but you got that dude, Josh Allen, over there who somehow pulls rabbits out of hats.
He does in the regular season.
And makes things happen. Well, unless he's playing Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, he's not. But again, you look at it and you think about how good is this Jacksonville team? And I think I finally became a believer when they went on the road and beat Denver in Denver. I mean, that was a big win for them. You start looking at strength of schedule, and then you start looking at individual strengths of both of these teams, and all signs point to Jacksonville at home. If this game were in Buffalo and, none-degree weather and that sort of stuff, I mean, that changes everything. But there is a reason they are the 3 seed, and again, their winning streak is ridiculous right now, but it's how they have been winning these games. But to go into Denver and win 34-20 a couple of 3 weeks ago, that should make you a believer. Do you trust them? I mean, what have they won, 8-9 in a row? Crushing just about everybody they play. But 34 points on that Denver defense. What could they put up against that Buffalo defense, which isn't near as good as the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, no question about that. Josh Allen's going to have to try and keep the ball away from that Jags. That should be a great football game. But again, it's a pick 'em. And I've seen lines where Buffalo's a 1-point favorite. So Vegas obviously likes the Buffalo Bills.
True. Well, and I, the other part of that, this year, Jacksonville, they are 7-2 at home. Pretty damn good home record. You look at Buffalo. Buffalo's 12-5 on the year, 5-3 on the road. So, what do you do? You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those.
You play the game.
Well, you play the game.
See what happens.
But you see, they play the game. We pick games.
Right.
Yeah. That's how we play is pick. And so you've got to look at all these different things.
Well, we're going to have our picks coming up because you and Pledge lost a little ground last night.
We did. That's all right. There's plenty of time to make up for that. But again, but so many good games to look forward to. But even 49ers and Eagles, similar kind of situation. San Francisco went from, they won't have to leave if they can beat Seattle. They'll be in their building all the way through Super Bowl 60, blah, 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 blah. And now look at them. They got to start on the road at Philadelphia.
Which, you talk about a team that I don't trust, and that's Philadelphia. Honestly, I do not trust that team. They haven't played well offensively for most of the year. And defensively, they're still solid. Obviously, they got a great defensive line. That's going to be tough, but I don't trust that team right now.
Well, and again, you look at them, but the NFL tells us that is the game of the week. That's the game that gets that 3:30 time window on Sunday afternoon. That's the game they want everybody watching. Chargers, Patriots, the nightcap game at 7:15. To me, that one could have got the Saturday Texans time slot, right? Did anybody think that the Chargers and Justin Herbert are going to go in and do anything against the Patriots?
I tell you what, their head coach is named Harbaugh.
Yeah, and
he likes to do some things. And look, if you're Justin Herbert, you still got ghosts. You're haunted by what happened in Houston last year. He was a disaster last year against the Texans, and you got to believe that he wants to go in and have a much better performance. And Herbert, I think this year, maybe one of his better years in the NFL. I think he's playing well, and I think he likes Jim Harbaugh. I think he likes what he's done there. We'll see. Their offensive line is about as banged up as anything.
Well, that's it. If he had nightmares last year against Houston's defense, and he had a far better and healthier offensive line than what he has right now, which, again, you just look at it, their offensive line is just so bad. And then weapons, and then cold weather, and going across country, all of that. And I don't know. I don't want to make it about what Los Angeles doesn't have, because New England is playing that good, and Drake May has been playing that solid. You look at, defensively what the Patriots are doing under Mike Vrabel, and even what they're getting from special teams. Just all around, New England is just such a sound, disciplined, smart football team.
I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. How does Drake May handle the pressure of the playoffs? Because the regular season's one thing, and you talk about the regular season and what teams did, what players did, doesn't matter. Everything is ratcheted up a notch or two when it comes to the playoffs. And so Drake May is going to see a different intensity out of the LA Chargers and whoever else he plays moving forward, if they are fortunate enough to win that game. So how does he handle that? Because this is his first taste of playoff football.
The $1 million question. He's either going to wet himself or not, and I hope he doesn't, because it'll freeze, and that would be very painful. But, when you look at it, those are always the questions. How does somebody handle playoff pressure? Because it will be different. But also, I look at the way they can rely on their run game, do some things to get him into a rhythm, maybe take some of the pressure off of him early, in early pass plays are going to be high percentage. Very similar to what we've seen the Chargers try to do with the Justin Herbert or, C.J. Stroud a couple of years getting into his first playoff game. And it's funny, though, you talk about playoff pressure. C.J. Stroud was talking this week because he does have so much playoff experience now at this point. And he said, I don't know how much that really matters in the sense of, you've got to go on the road. All right, we've had playoff success at home, but not on the road. You just have to go play the game. Drake May's mindset, everything that you know about him, and I'll go back to something that Phil Longo told me a couple years ago when Longo, now the head coach at Sam Houston State, was the offensive coordinator for Mac Brown at North Carolina and had Drake May. And he said it's just with a lot of these quarterbacks, it's mentally, how are they? They're the same whether they just got clobbered or won by 50. And Drake May has that kind of quality. And we've seen that to this point in his NFL career. Now, granted, playoffs, that's a whole different stage. But is it that much different than when Joe Burrow early in his career, his second year when he took the Bengals to the Super Bowl? They didn't win the Super Bowl, but they got there. But here's a guy that won a national championship in college, but NFL playoffs are going to be different. Joe Burrow was the same guy. If Drake May can be the same guy that he's been all year, it won't be a problem. If he lets it get between his ears, it could be a long day for the Patriots.
Well, unfortunately for Drake May, North Carolina never got to a title.
No.
So he doesn't have that experience. And look, I don't think he's going to have any problems. I look at a Drake May, and I love this kid moving forward, and I think we're going to be talking about him for a long, long time. Nothing seems to bother him. He makes a bad play or something bad happens, he's got the same look on his face. Scores a touchdown, it's the same look on his face. And so I love that about a quarterback, where you just don't get rattled at all. And so that's why I think that Drake May, now, I don't think New England, just because they are still a young team, and I think they've got another year at least before we can start talking about them in the Super Bowl, I don't think they get there. However, this is a team to watch out for moving forward. It's just I like what Vrabel's doing, and they've got a quarterback now. If they can add some pieces around him, they're going to be a difficult team to beat as we move forward. And I'm wondering, I'm looking around here, Minix, and I'm like, where the hell is everybody? There's a lot of people here, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about Blitz listeners. Where are you guys? You need to point your car to Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. Come on down here and see us. We're here with our friends from Flight by Yingling. They've got some Kanga coolers that we've been registering folks to have a chance to win. Jason's got some tickets to the All-Star Weekend, I guess was what we're calling it.
Yeah,
the
Navy All-American Bowl,
right.
And then the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero.
One ticket gets you 2 games, which is a hell of a deal. So that's not bad at all. If you want one of those, Minix just being nice today and generous, he said, just give it to you.
Yeah, ticket Santa.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you can. Wow.
That's all you got to do.
That may never happen again, folks. So come take advantage of his insanity today and get you some tickets to go see some football down in the Alamo Dome. Question for you, Minix. You're a food guy.
Yeah.
You ever snort your food?
Huh? No.
No?
You?
Well, no, I've never done that either. But there's one lady that says it's the greatest thing ever.
Snorting your food.
Yeah, we'll tell you about it. We will continue live.
Powdered donuts?
Bubba's 30 Steak. Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch locations with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Come see us. This is the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And, of course, NFL Wild Card Weekend. You want to make all these games a lot more exciting. Make sure you're playing along on Underdog, the only place you can get in on all the action. Win money in Texas, and it's easy to do. All you got to do is pick higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, even kicking points. You're looking at Rams and Panthers, thinking about Stafford, the way he's been throwing the ball. I can't wait to see what that number is and go higher. Chicago, Green Bay, the other game on Saturday, Caleb, Love, some of the receivers. That's going to be interesting. And then a full slate of games on Sunday. Now, one of the things you can do on Underdog this weekend for Wild Card Weekend, Underdog's adding a gimme pick on a quarterback of your choice for any of the wild card games to help you get started. Love it when they do promotions like that. Take advantage of the gimme picks. It's like getting free money because you're going to get one right on your pick-em entry. Now you just got to Even up to 5,000 times your cash if you get everything right. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Miami Hurricanes are in. Who are they going to play for the national championship? We'll find out tonight because the other half will be determined. Top-ranked Indiana takes on 5th-ranked Oregon in the Peach Bowl. Kickoff is set for 6:30. You can catch the game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6 with the pregame show. Spurs have a couple of days off. They're back in action tomorrow in Boston. Take on the Celtics at 7.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas
Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And we are live at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location, right off 1604. You really can't miss it. Exit Calabria. Turn around if you're coming from that side of town and you're right here. If you're not, you just get off and you're right here either way. It doesn't matter. That'll be the last traffic report that I give. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Ryan Eagle. He's Jason Minix, and our friends from Flight by Yingling are here as well.
Absolutely. Come by. We've got a chance for you to win some of these great Kanga coolers. They're very cool. They are. We got some tickets to give away for the Navy All-American Bowl and the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero. So get on out here. Bubba's 30. We're in the Alamo Ranch area. I think that's what you were trying to say.
Yes.
So 1604 in Calabria. Or like everybody else, if you're not really sure, you put it in your phone and just listen to the lady and
do what she says.
Pretty much, which is good life advice.
Well, that's what I did. Coming from I-10, you come down 1604, you exit Calabria, you take the turnaround, and you're right here.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from that direction, you're golden. If you're coming from the other direction, you don't have to take the turnaround.
I mean,
just exit and turn in.
It just depends on what direction you're coming from.
Right.
Just point your car this way, whatever that means. Wherever you are, that means something to you.
Yes.
Right. Now the hard part there is making sure you're going to the right Bubba's 33.
Well, there's only one in Alamo Ranch.
But it doesn't say Alamo Ranch when you look it up on your phone.
It says 1604.
It does. But I think there's another one on a 1604.
Is there another one on 1604? No. You see that?
Are you sure? All right.
Now, see, and I've got that from a good source.
Well, she's got Bubba's 33 on her shirt. I assume
exactly
she works
right.
here.
So
although she could be just a big fan of the place. I mean, she might like the pizza or the shrimp, one of the two.
No, she's messing with the air conditioning, so I'm going to assume she works here.
Well, yeah, she's got keys.
And she's got keys.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
you can always tell when somebody works there. They got a gazillion keys. They don't know what they're for, but they got them all.
Well, she does. She's got like 3 sets of keys hanging off of her belt
that
loops
means
there.
Big manager.
Big time manager.
Big manager.
That may even have the G in front of the manager.
Maybe.
As in general?
No.
Team manager.
Team.
All right.
That means you get all the keys.
Okay.
Yeah, see, the GM says, I don't want to deal with this crap. You're team manager. You do it and just let me know everything worked okay. Right? That's how GMs do things.
But you look official when you got a bunch of keys on you like that.
Well, yeah.
We got the swipe card thing for the really schwanky security.
Well, yeah, that's the fix your bill.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Will you fix my bill?
No.
Oh, what she said. Look, she would.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this guy.
Don't let him try to sneak out a free meal. He's fine. You already paid for lunch.
Oh.
You're good. You don't have a bill at this point.
Well, you didn't pay for anything.
Neither did you.
No, that's right.
What are you talking about?
Well, but I might have another bill at some point in time that I want the team manager to take care of. I mean, yeah, you got to have friends in high places.
Absolutely. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
So we're here at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Bubba's 33, if you didn't know. One of the things that I mean, sometimes you go places and you see people do stuff at a restaurant and you go, what the hell? I imagine what do they do in the privacy of their home if they'll eat like that in public? Well, there is a woman out there who says that she snorts all of her food.
And the experience, according to her, is just outstanding. Now, I don't understand this because obviously she puts it in a blender and then snorts.
You say obviously. Did she say that?
Well, in the article, yeah.
So she blends all of her food.
She blends it.
That just sounds gross.
And, yeah.
Oh. And snort. So, you ever broken your jaw?
Never have, no.
When I was a kid, I had to have my jaw broken as part of my brace.
Oh, my God.
And they wire your mouth shut for a couple of weeks.
Right.
And you eat everything out of a blender, which is awful.
But you don't snort it.
No, but I mean, you ever take like a Big Mac value meal and throw it in a blender and eat it?
No, never have.
It's disgusting. I can't imagine that experience, throwing everything in a blender and then snorting it. She says, though, phenomenal, even though she knows she's at risk for infection. She does this with omelets. She does this with steaks. She does this with everything. Now, when I first saw the headline, I was like, all right, well, here's a crack addict who doesn't really eat, because you see some of those crack addicts, and I know I'm stereotyping because I don't know what that's really like, but, you know, they all always seem so skinny that they don't eat, right? So I thought she just snorted everything.
Dude, I don't even understand this. Now, there's doctors who say, look, now, and this is going to be gross, but people that have colds, you got a runny nose, sometimes that snot just kind of goes down, right? Right? I
mean, so we all understand.
So, okay. Well, I don't know where that goes. So if you snort your food.
Where do you think it goes?
Well, the doctors say if you're doing that, some of that could get in your lungs instead of going in your esophagus and down to your belly.
All right.
So don't do that, kids. Who the hell snorts their food? And, you know, this is the damnedest thing.
Now that it's made Barstool or New York Post or whatever, I think a lot of people are going to say, well, let's try that. Looks like a good idea, Jim.
Well, that's the coke heads, I guess. Well, hey, maybe we'll get a rush.
I mean, I would have to – I got to believe that you're used to a lot of stuff. I'm going to try that with food.
This lady's been doing this for 5 years now, she says. And, I mean, I didn't even know how it's possible. She's snorting it out of a glass.
Well, I mean, yeah,
like a milkshake.
Like she's got a milkshake, but she's taking it through the nose.
What the hell's the matter with people, man?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like these different. That sound effect actually worked, even though that's something completely different. Pledge, well done. It's like Buffalo Bills fans or any fan of a sports team, the memorabilia. I know in my house I've got 2 different stadium seats from the old Texas Stadium.
Right. Yeah,
that's a cool piece of memorabilia from the cathedral, right? Now, the Buffalo Bills, although they still, I guess, possibly could need their stadium for one game this year, although they are on the road right now, but if things don't go chalk, maybe they end up hosting a game, so they better not rip out the toilets just yet. But apparently at the stadium, as they get ready to tear that thing down, they are going to do the same thing, raise a lot of money by selling off stuff. Not just stadium seats. They're even doing the trough urinals inside of that Buffalo Bills stadium. Could you imagine, winning one of those at the auction and putting that in your house like, yeah, here's my urinal from the old stadium?
Well, honestly, I think that's pretty cool because I would love to have a urinal in my house. Would you not?
Well, now there's a difference. These are the trough urinals. Your bathroom isn't big enough to put a trough urinal in there.
No, there's not.
I mean, could you imagine, just in the living room, you put in a 6 or 8 foot trough? You're watching football, and as much as you always have to pee, you wouldn't even have to leave the room.
Man, that'd be great. I could just sit there in the recliner and squirt.
Well, I don't know if your aim's that good, but I've met your wife. That ain't ever going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen, dude. I promise you that.
No. But a urinal would be cool. I've got a friend of mine that has a urinal in his bathroom.
Well, I know a guy that put a urinal in his as well, and he loves it. It is. Thanks, Pledge. Yes. Look, I don't have that issue, although I think that would be kind of cool. Because when I watch football, typically I'm doing it outside on my patio, and I just run around the corner and take care of the grass.
You pee in the backyard?
I do. Because it's pretty private right there, so I just,
it's not pretty private. It's extremely private.
Well, it is.
I mean, it is. But it's going to be cold outside tomorrow or Sunday.
Well, tomorrow, too.
Isn't it supposed to get cold this weekend?
It's supposed to get cold tonight or overnight.
So you be outside when it's cold? That could be dangerous.
Well, it depends on what kind of pants I'm wearing, I guess, because you got to worry about shrinkage when it gets cold like that. So,
do you really?
Yeah. Yes, I do. You don't? Yes, the answer you're looking for is yes.
Well, I mean, if it's cold outside, it's cold outside. You really want to whip it out to pee if it's that cold.
Well, no, not really, because
and then your hands are cold. That makes it worse. You're guy problems, man.
That is a problem.
Just go inside and pee like a regular human.
All right.
Or do what you want. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you got a pretty private backyard. You could do the same.
I could, and I can't say that I don't. I just have to make sure the cameras aren't on, because then I would get in trouble.
Why? You think your wife would keep those?
Keep those? No. The videos? No. It's just like, what are you doing? Go inside.
Maggie knows when I walk around the corner what I'm doing. Yeah.
She knows.
She understands.
Yeah.
It's the way that it goes.
Yeah, 3 bathrooms in the house. You're just going to pee off the porch? Yes.
Well, it's just more convenient, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's
much
just
more
right
convenient.
there.
Yeah.
You come right back and everything's good.
Yep.
No worries. Maybe you cook you up a good steak and blend it.
No.
Try to snort it this weekend.
No.
And you can tell us all about it on Monday.
Not doing that.
Come on,
I mean,
Minix.
Pledge might.
All for the show. Come on.
Well, you do it then. If one, I don't want to waste that good of a steak. If Pledge is willing to wear what he's wearing right now, I bet you he's willing to snort a snake.
I'm not snorting a
steak.
Snort a snake.
I mean,
a 72-ounce one.
Oh, God.
He might have been able to finish it. And then he wouldn't be wearing Alexandra's little shiny shirt there.
I don't know why he put himself back in the little box on the YouTube screen. You've got to show off that sparkly Aggie shirt that you're wearing throughout the show, Pledge.
And Alexandra does not trust you to clean it, by the way. She said earlier on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page that she'd take care of it. So she's afraid. Very afraid.
She should be.
And she should be.
She should be.
That's exactly right.
Very afraid. Very
no
afraid.
doubt about it. Hey, the Spurs have a couple of days off. But there's an interesting article that we saw today about possible trades. One guy that is on the trade block, Ja Morant. Has Ja Morant kind of lost his way, or would you actually trade for this guy? Let's talk about it. Continue here. Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. Come on down and see us here. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth more.
You bet I'm worth more.
We completely agree. At GiveMeTheVin.com, you are worth more, and your car's worth more. And we want to pay more for good cars at Give Me the VIN, because they are worth more, and so are you. And remember, if we don't beat a deal from Carvana or CarMax, we'll pay you $100. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Meet Lee Platz, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth. Everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction. One day, Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Presented by Robinhood.
It crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood prediction markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood prediction markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift, plus next-day delivery. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. Next day delivery available on select mattresses and subject to location. See store for details.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Just talking to a listener, Jason and I were, and he's enjoying meeting Beer Santa.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, and I asked him, well, yeah, he's a nice guy, but why? And he goes, well, there's some samples. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And so there you go. Beer Santa is handing out samples of Flight by Yingling, and some listeners are here taking advantage of it.
So where we are at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location, and it's a huge restaurant build, right? Because when you walk in, like, they've got the restaurant part, then they've got this big bar area, and then they've got this patio area. Now, the patio area is enclosed, although it does look like on a nice day they could open up the windows and whatnot. And they've got us out on the patio area. And I feel like we're at the kids' table at Thanksgiving in the other room while all the fun is happening over yonder. We're not in the main bar area where there's a lot of people, and it's about 9 degrees out here on the patio.
Well, the air conditioner is fantastic.
Yes, yeah,
works well.
AC here works far better than it does in our studio. I can tell you that,
no doubt.
But
no doubt.
But everybody's so like we're in an area where it's quiet, but you walk over there and it's packed and it's a lot of fun. So during the breaks, we're going over there and talking to people and whatnot. But it does feel like we're at the kids' table.
We are at the kids' table. Now there's a table of people over here, but most of it's funny because I was talking to Renee, Beer Santa, and I said, man, this place is hopping. It's only 3:15. And he goes, yeah. He said, I've seen it worse than this as far as more crowded. So obviously a popular place here on a Friday afternoon, Bubba's 33. So get on down here and come see us and get your name in the hopper for one of those great Kanga coolers.
And Lewis, who we just met, son is in the Marines. Thank you for your service. Said, you never come out to Alamo Ranch, so I had to come out and see you. And that's the second one today. So if you're like that, like, hey, you're at Alamo Ranch, why don't you? Yeah, and we get that, like when we've been at other parts of town as opposed to the Stone Oak area or, whatever. But yeah, come, we're at Alamo Ranch. If you're in this area, come see us. We're here till 6.
Absolutely.
Working, and then we'll enjoy our Friday.
Yes, absolutely. I've got a hankering for a nice flight by England.
A hankering?
A hankering.
You got a hankering for a John Morant?
No. Would you want John Morant at this point in time in his career? And I mean that in all sincerity. No, he's a great player, but I just think he's more of a headache these days than anything else.
I certainly feel like he is a player that definitely needs a change of scenery. No different than Trae Young going from Atlanta to Washington this week. For San Antonio, absolutely not. One, what Memphis would want in return, but I do think it would be worthy of a conversation. If you're Brian Wright and the staff, you at least have to look at the conversation. There was a time where I would have killed to get a guy like John Morant.
Sure.
But at this point, the answer would be no, I don't. But if there's a way to get it done where it doesn't break everything, which I don't think is possible, but the fact that Memphis, they know where they are, and I think you explore all trades, but the Giannis conversation is certainly going to kick up, with the game coming up against the Bucks, and as we get closer to the trade deadline, I would much rather explore a deal like that. But I still, the only movement I think Spurs need to make trade-wise right now, 2026 season, is to find a consistent three-point shooter. Get that 3-and-D type of play. That should be not a John Morant, and nothing that's going to be overly expensive. The Spurs foundational pieces, and they've shifted and gotten bigger and certainly better. But I look at this Spurs team with obviously Wemby, and you've committed to De'Aaron Fox, what you have in Steph Castle, what you have in Harper. They're good. They don't need to go make a move for a John Morant. Are they going to be that much better by adding in a player like that? The answer is no.
No.
Remember a few years ago, it was the thought of getting a Trae Young from Atlanta. All those used to be conversations have completely changed because of the work the Spurs have done since then. It's weird to say, John Morant, nah, pass. But that's where I'm at right now with the overall construction of this basketball team.
Well, and again, I think you're absolutely right. That's what they need is a consistent three-point shooter. Champagnie, I thought maybe he could be that guy, and maybe he can be, but he is very inconsistent. One day he's hot, the next day he can't hit the ocean, and so that's a problem for him. But I really don't want to screw up this team too much. Now, Jeremy Sohan, I think, is a tradable piece. Kelly Olynyk, obviously another tradable piece that they could get rid of. There's some salaries there that you could use to maneuver some deals. But, look, Jeremy Sohan is one of those guys, and I know he's played in the last couple of games, and he's played well. But I think he could be a piece that another team might need, especially a team that is looking to upgrade their defense. And he would be somebody I think that would be valuable to somebody if you can figure out a way to make that work and get yourself a shooter.
Well, and that's what they need. And again, other teams would have to want a Kelly Olynyk or a Jeremy Sohan, and what are you going to get in return? And that's always the million-dollar question. I still look at a guy like a Devin Vassell or even a Keldon Johnson as tradable pieces to get quality in return. So, again, you look at it, and if the Spurs didn't make a move, I think I'd be okay with that this year. And Champagnie has developed into a solid NBA player. And you look at what the Spurs are getting out of Julian. He might have one of the best value contracts in the NBA with what he has turned into and what they are paying him. So, and I know he is streaky. Who did we used to call Icy Hot? I forget whose nickname that was, but that's kind of what he's becoming. But they don't have to rely on his three-point shooting on a consistent basis. They can live with the streakiness because of what you're getting from your guard play and what you expect to get night in and night out from Wemby. but finding a more consistent, legit sniper three-point shooter would be the only thing that I would be looking for if I were Brian Wright and seriously looking to trade anything that I valued. If I can add something and part ways with a player who really isn't contributing, sure. But if I'm giving up something that I value, which is what you have to do when you're making a trade to get something of value, to me, that's got to be that sniper. That I mean, quite frankly, that is what this team is missing.
I totally agree with that. However, I think you said it. I mean, the Spurs hit 4 3-pointers the other night against the Lakers and beat them by 18? And so they've got ways to get it done without that. And so, I don't know. It's a sharpshooter is something that is good. And if they're going to make a trade, do that. I don't know that I'd be all that upset if they don't make a trade, to be totally honest with you, and just keep this team as it is and see where they can go, how it is currently put together.
Well, and I do think, and I say this just being honest and realistic, and if you're Brian Wright, I think you're having that same conversation with your staff. Are they a championship level team this year? And I don't think the answer is yes. They're a playoff team for sure. But do you think this Spurs team is going to make a legitimate run at an NBA championship? And they're far better, but I don't think they're a championship level team at this point. I think once the playoffs get here and everything gets ratcheted up, a team like OKC, a team like Denver, those teams that have been through those battles, they understand what they're getting into. I think they will have the upper hand on the Spurs. You look at Minnesota the last couple of years. Everybody thought, man, Minnesota, they're and they get to the playoffs and reality slaps them right in the face. So with that in mind, a realistic outlook on how the end of this season is going to be for the San Antonio Spurs would also make me very cautious of making a major move for this year's team. Next year, year after that, I think this team can grow into being that legitimate title contender. I just think our expectations have changed so much on this team this year. Remember back at the beginning of the year, training camp, all that stuff. Are they a play-in team or a playoff team? Boy, just getting the postseason to get that experience. Now they've had this fast start. They're at the 2 seed, and I know people are planning the River Parade. I just don't see them. Could they make the second round? Yeah, I think that we could change our expectations. They could be a second-round team. I don't know if they're good enough to be in the Western Conference Finals. I don't think they're an NBA Finals team this year. And for me, that would have me hesitant on doing a deal to help this year's team. Now, if that player is under contract for 2 or 3 years, all right, that's another story.
Well, look, just think about this. Think about adding a player, I don't know, say that resembles a Steve Kerr. A player maybe perhaps that resembles a Robert Horry. A player like that can consistently knock down a three-point bucket. If you had a player like that that's not that expensive, whether it's the rest of this year or whether it's multi-years, and you have to give up a Jeremy Sohan and maybe another piece for that, I'm all in. And that, to me, would take this team from maybe just getting to the second round to maybe getting to the conference finals. And I think that's the difference in this team. As deep as it is, with the things that they can do inside, with De'Aaron Fox running the show, I think you get a consistent three-point shooter, I think all bets are off. And I honestly believe that this team then could elevate itself to where we can start thinking about that. Now, look, they've got a lot to learn, and they're gonna learn some valuable lessons once they get into the playoffs. And I say that, Jason, and I want to be careful about it. Because when you look at just the top 6 teams right now, there's not many games that separate any of them.
No.
So, I mean, things can change in a heartbeat. One team has a losing streak, and you find yourself going from 2 to, 7 or 8 at that point in time. It's that close and that tight, and it's going to be that way the rest of the year.
Well, and again, I mean, it's January 9th, and you look at their January schedule. All right, they're the 2 seed today. Are they where at the end of the month? When you look at some of these games they have coming up, it's going to be brutal. And look, we're getting ready for an NFL wildcard weekend. You got a San Francisco team that was looking like they were the 1 seed. Now they're on the road. It could change for you like that. The next couple weeks for the Spurs. Yeah, now that doesn't mean, they can't get on a win streak in February or in March and change things. But, 2 seed today, let's see where they are at the end of the month.
Well, that's exactly right. But again, if you're looking for a trade and you have an opportunity to get somebody you think can be a consistent 3-point shooter, then you go do that. And you make that happen because, again, I think that can make all the difference in the world and elevate this team and give them the piece that they need. Because with what they can do inside already, if you've got somebody that somebody's got to worry about from the outside, and sometimes that is Julian Champagnie, it's just not consistent enough. And so by doing that, I think that elevates this team. And then you can start talking about a playoff run. Where that ends up is anybody's guess, but you can start talking about that. And I think really legitimately feel pretty good about this basketball team. It's going to be interesting, man. It is going to be interesting and fun down the stretch. Obviously, look, any championship team, and you know this, Jason, you got to have a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck involved along with having the talent that you need. And the biggest part of that is keeping people healthy. And that's the main thing. So
stay healthy, my friends.
Stay healthy.
Really, Wemby. Stay healthy.
Please. Wemby, stay healthy.
Everybody else, Wemby, stay healthy.
Well, yeah, he's got it. Everybody's got it. That Fox guy, I'd like for him to stay healthy too.
Sure.
Maybe that Steph Castle guy, I'd like for him to stay healthy.
Yeah, but if I lost a Fox, I got a Castle. If I lose a Harper, I've got a Fox or a Castle. If I lose a Wemby, what do you got? Nothing.
Well,
there's not another 7'9" dude that you can roll out there and do crazy things.
Although you only get Wemby for half a game these days, so
that's all you need.
I guess.
That's all you need.
Maybe it is all you need. Not sure. What do you guys think? If you've got a reaction to that, we'd certainly like to hear from you. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, like and subscribe that page if you would, and you can comment there. You can get Jason on Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagle 210. You want to call in the old-fashioned way and make your voice heard? You can do that 210-656-3776 656-ESPN. We're live at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location, with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Come on out and see us. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, a wild weekend in the NFL, a wild card weekend in the NFL, and it ain't over. I feel like I just had an 8-course meal and there's a giant dessert coming. There's more to talk about, not just football. The Spurs were busy too. Man, it's going to be a great weekend. You better set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The football playoffs are here, and you know Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Look, as a Cowboy fan, I've got to find these games more exciting and entertaining, and I can do that with Underdog. Make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And it's easy. You take your favorite player stats and decide higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards, that sort of thing. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
In the automotive industry, time and trust mean everything. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big problems for your operation. That's why Napa believes in testing the 5 critical components in every vehicle: the battery, starter, alternator, relay, and serpentine belt. and why we deliver the parts, tools, and expertise you need to catch problems before they become breakdowns. So test every vehicle and trust the name that keeps your bays busy and your business moving full speed ahead.
Never know how.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit goodrx.com to save today.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La, la, la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Owe the IRS $10,000 or more in business or personal back taxes? Call the Tax Doctor now. Learn how to pay the IRS less. 800-430-3062. 800-430-3062.
Perfect place to come watch tonight's college football playoff game. Bubba's 33. The Alamo Ranch location, that's where we are. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. And I tell you what, this place is hopping already. There's TVs all over the place. Out on the patio where we are, kind of a patio. It's closed-in patio. There's TVs. I mean, you can't miss it. It's everywhere. In the bar to my left, TVs everywhere.
Yep.
Great place. If you're looking for a place to come watch tonight's Indiana-Oregon game, Bubba's 33, Alamo Ranch location is here. And you need to get here while we're on the air because Beer Santa's here and he's giving stuff away.
Well, not only that, samples. And we've got these Kanga coolers to give away. And look, it's the first full work week of 2026. You've been on that holiday schedule. You're tired of work.
Yes.
You're tired of work, and it's the Alamo Ranch area. If you're familiar, I'm not saying something you don't know, although you could, what I'm about to say, you could say for about 87 different parts of San Antonio. I'm looking at the highway there, You ain't going anywhere.
No.
So get out of that crap and come have a beer with us.
Yeah, pull off and just let that stuff die down. And I promise you, if you come in here, you won't regret it.
No.
That is for sure.
No.
Beer Santa will make it worth your while. Of course, we're talking about our friends from Flight by Yingling. They are here. And I tell you what, every time they are here, there are people with smiles on their faces. I mean, there just is. It's hard not to. It's kind of like going to the mall and taking a picture with Santa Claus. I mean, honestly, you just leave with a smile on your face.
Beer Santa and James Pledge are having the ability today to make you smile for very different reasons. Because every time I go check on our YouTube page and I see Pledge in that sparkly Aggie shirt, I have to smile. James Pledger paying off his failure at the 72-ounce steak challenge, wearing an Aggie shirt today, but not just any Aggie shirt, from our good friend Alexandra, loyal listener to the Blitz. Needed Aggie gear, she delivered the most sparkly, cute Aggie shirt.
Cute.
It is cute.
You know, Pledge, that looks good on you. If I were you, I'd get with Alexandra, see if you could buy that shirt from her, because I mean, it fits you.
No, it's her favorite.
It's perfect for you. Well, I mean, she can buy another one if you just make it worth her while.
I think you've got to autograph that, Pledge. You've got to do something.
Now, wait a second.
I mean, don't leave any other marks on it. You can't mess that up. I don't even know if you should wash it to give it. Because
no.
I don't know how to wash clothes to begin with, but I wouldn't know where to begin with something like that, because all the sequiny things that are on there. They're very sexy. I don't want to know what you got going down underneath. Nobody can see that on the screen.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's some comments on the YouTube that have questioned what Pledge has on below, which I'm a little worried that you would actually be concerned about that. But at the same time, I don't want to know.
Well, I don't want to know either.
I don't want to know.
I mean, hey, look, I never know what Pledge has on under whatever he's wearing. We can't see that because there's a ledge there, which is a good thing.
Well, it's called a counter.
Well, a ledge, counter,
sure,
whatever. It doesn't matter. It hides the bottom half.
Thank goodness. But that's the question. What is the bottom half, is they're asking. Not what he has underneath the bottom half, is does he have anything on underneath that? Because most of the time you see a guy wearing a shirt like that, there's not a whole lot going on underneath, right? You might have some matching undies.
Yeah, sequin like that?
Wow. I don't, but Pledge might.
Well, where are you going, Pledge, tonight? I mean, you got that shirt. You got to go out.
Those are the rules. He's supposed to wear this out. He's supposed to wear anybody that sees Pledge this entire week. He's either got to be cowboyed up, Aggie'd up, or one day, if somebody would actually remember to bring him a Tennessee Titans something, he was going to wear that. So
Monday.
The idea, what's today, Friday?
I want it to be Monday so he can wear that Titans jersey into the Roo Pub and watch the Texans game.
Well, see, but he's already, earmarked away. Well, we'll add another day. Just add that to Tuesday because you won't remember.
No, I'll remember. I want to see him in the Roo Pub with that Titans jersey on, rooting for the Houston Texans.
I mean, I
think that would be appropriate.
And speaking, I know Pledge's routine. He's either going to be at the Roo Pub or Shin. He's got to be wearing that shirt. Because if you see Pledge out and he's not, then the penalty part of the failure kicks in, because it's all week, head to toe, Aggie and cowboy gear, no matter where he's at. So, and that's the shirt you chose to wear, my friend. You might meet some new people tonight while you're out, Pledge. Some people you didn't know you needed to meet.
I didn't choose anything.
Or wanted to meet.
This one was chosen for me on a Friday.
It was, because I knew he was going to be on camera more than he would be during the week when we're in studio, so I thought it was appropriate. And just don't mess that up, because I would hate to see you on the
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey,
we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The PorkRinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero College Football Post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
George gets justice. In San Antonio, we look out for each other. So if someone's reckless driving puts you in the hospital, don't call some out-of-town lawyer. Call someone who actually lives here and will fight for what you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers. Because to George, you're a neighbor and he's got your back. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
The football playoffs are here, and you know Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Jason Minnick from the Blitz. Look, as a Cowboy fan, I've got to find these games more exciting and entertaining, and I can do that with Underdog. Make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And it's easy. You take your favorite player stats and decide higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards, that sort of thing. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
In the automotive industry, time and trust mean everything. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big problems for your operation. That's why Napa believes in testing the 5 critical components in every vehicle: the battery, starter, alternator, relay, and serpentine belt. And why we deliver the parts, tools, and expertise you need to catch problems before they become breakdowns. So test every vehicle and trust the name that keeps your bays busy and your business moving full speed ahead.
Never know how.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys are starting their interviews. In fact, they will interview Minnesota defensive pass game coordinator Durante Jones and Brown safeties coach Ephraim Banda for their defensive coordinator vacancy today, and Denver assistant head coach, pass game coordinator Jim Leonhard tomorrow. Now, Cowboys tight end coach Lunda Wells has completed his interview with the Washington Commanders for their vacant OC position.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnick.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52,
Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And we are back. Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. That's where we are. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So happy to have you along, and thanks for your patience as we work out a few bugs and kinks there. But we're back. That's all that matters. I'm Joe Reinigle. He is Jason Minix.
And out here on a Flight Friday with our friends from Flight by Yingling at the Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch location. Great spot, great restaurant, bar. We're on the patio area, and they just handed me a little flyer. They're doing a big Spurs watch party when the Spurs take on those Dallas Mavericks coming up on January 20th. It says right here, ticket giveaways, door prizes, food specials.
Wow.
You got all the food groups there. So, for the Spurs and the hated Mavs, make plans January 20th to be here at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location.
But I've got an idea. If you wanted to scout the place out before January 20th, today is your perfect opportunity to do that. That way you can scout out exactly where you want to sit on January 20th. You can sample the food and maybe have an idea of what you want to order that night.
Yeah.
And so you need to come out and scout the place out. You don't want to come out here cold on January 20th.
Little recon mission.
That's exactly right.
Then see, you can RSVP, and if you RSVP now, wink, wink, you might get something special that night. Probably not, but you never know.
Well, you never know.
The people here are very nice. They pay attention.
They are extremely
They find
nice.
the lady with all the keys and say, hey, I heard that on the Blitz.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm still waiting for you. She's going to take care of the check.
Well, you don't have a check.
Oh,
They don't charge you for water, man. You're okay.
I'm just saying.
You're good.
I might
you just
have
still
one.
better tip generously.
Of course, I'd take care of her. Yes,
because she's got a key. She might lock you away and lose the key. I don't know which one.
She's got lots of keys, which tells me there's lots of secret rooms in this place. I don't know what the hell they're doing around here. I tell you, unbelievable. But it is a great place. You need to come out of here.
You ever wonder why they have so many keys?
Why?
I don't know.
Why do you have so many keys?
I mean, honestly. You look around, all these. Can't you get a universal key for all the doors?
Do you not? Do you use all those keys?
Do you know what everyone is for? No. This one, that one. Hell, I don't know. This one.
Oh my goodness! It's a great place, and I tell you what, it is a Good Friday spot apparently because the bar over here to my left is full. People enjoying Flight by Yingling and other. What is it? Libations, whatever they call them.
How old are you?
Libations.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, who's this dude?
He's a guy that works here. He's a guy with no keys.
He has no keys.
He's finding the lady with the keys.
Yeah.
He needs to use that little swiping card to fix something that you know how it is. Exactly.
Oh, my
Exactly.
goodness.
Yeah, see?
There's another guy with keys. Look at this.
Yeah, but he doesn't have as many keys, right? So, I'm going to guess, is he higher on the totem pole because he's got fewer keys? See, he looks like he does paperwork a little bit more and like, hey, you do this, you do. Oh, look, now he took all the keys.
He took your keys away.
Yeah. I can take your keys away. Yeah, now he gave them back. He's like, I don't want that crap.
Hell no.
Yeah, all those keys come with a bottle of Advil because you got more headaches to deal with.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah,
that's
people
for sure.
in management, man. They become a suit and go, why the hell did I do this?
Yeah. Well, like James Pledger.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. So.
Yeah, take care of these groundlings, Pledge. It's on you now, brother.
I know it, Pledge. See, we're going to be saying, what the hell's going on back there?
I don't know. I'm here. You're there.
It's all good. Thanks for hanging out with us, by the way, and being patient with us. But, even better, if you're here, then you don't have to put up with that. You can just watch it live and in person.
I'm just curious. Timing is everything.
Uh-huh.
The Gremlins hit in our Texan segment. Every time we plan a Texan segment,
isn't that a shame?
We end up down a rabbit hole, or in this case, some wires went haywire.
Yeah,
right?
something happened.
And it's funny because, that didn't happen during a good college football segment. That didn't happen during, but you start talking like a dedicated Texan segment, gone.
Yeah, well,
it was a great segment, too, guys, that you missed. Holy crap, that was the most intense Texans analysis you'll get on planet Earth.
We had the X's and O's all done and how they could stop Aaron Rodgers and the cold weather that's going to be in Pittsburgh on Monday night. We had it all figured out, so maybe we'll replay that or do it again. I don't know, but that was kind of our dedicated Texans segment for the day.
Well, and again, I mean, like for you Texans fans to know that Jaylen Warren, again, did not practice as he's dealing with an illness. It's kind of one of those.
Jaylen Warren's going to be just fine. He's a mulligan, by the way, Jaylen Warren, and he was very good for my football team this year. So he's going to be good. He's turned out to be a pretty good running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think one of those guys, surprisingly so. I'm not sure they knew what to expect from him, but he performed very well this year.
Didn't your team auto draft?
Well, but
yeah. So I mean, Jaylen Warren was on your team because of auto draft, not because of
Jaylen Warren was not. See, I had to add some pieces, and then when there's goofballs that are dropping guys like Joe Burrow, I had to pick him up, and it's stuff like that that got me the second place finish in our league.
Yeah, absolutely. I dropped Joe Burrow when he was on IR, and it didn't matter. It goes with it. In all reality. Jaylen Warren didn't practice yesterday, did today. In fact, everybody for Pittsburgh did practice except Cam Hayward. Rest. He's old, so they're not requiring him to do much. Outside of that, T.J. Watt, full participant. And same really with the Houston Texans. Jordan, they're running back with the ankle. Jordan, he didn't participate. Everybody else was either limited or full. Derek Stingley Jr., a full participant. And this time of year, you're going to get that. I mean, I can't imagine most of these guys are going to miss on Monday for that big playoff game. Monday Night Football, Texans at Steelers. And every playoff game has their own window, but there's still something special about Monday Night Football. But when you're the road team like Houston will be, you're losing a week if they go in and beat Pittsburgh, and that's still a big if. There's such a short week as they get ready to then have to go to Denver. Look, I mean, it is true. I mean, there is the cool, you're on Monday Night Football. Oh, crap, we're on Monday Night Football as the road team and knowing you're going to be on the road the following week.
I don't feel sorry for the Houston Texans. They could be playing on Saturday afternoon at 3:30. What's your choice?
You get it out of the way, but then you get that extra day of preparation for the next round should you win. Well, and that's the interesting part. You look at the Texans, really good in the postseason at home, god-awful on the road.
It's going to be interesting to see. I just don't give Pittsburgh much of a chance for a number of reasons. I don't think they're as good as Houston, number one. And quite frankly, they lose the first round of the playoffs. I mean, that's what they do. So, I mean, I can't imagine that changes this week. They will lose again in the first round of the playoffs, and we'll see what happens with Mike Tomlin.
And I do think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot of these interview requests going out, but kind of slow. Nobody's making decisions yet, including the New York Giants. Could you imagine? I mean, now you got to decide, do you want Harbaugh or what if you throw Mike Tomlin into the mix? Now, granted, you kind of feel like the New York Giants are going to go with a quarterback-minded head coach that can work with Jackson Dart. He was seen on the sidelines of last night's great semifinal game. If you're a lip reader, he thinks it's either going to be Harbaugh or Stefanski, but we just don't know, which I thought was a pretty funny answer for him. I mean, that's clearly, you don't even have to be a professional lip reader to figure out what Jackson Dart was saying on the sidelines last night when asked about who do you think is going to be the next head coach. And quite honestly, I don't know if Jackson Dart has any more information than what all of us are seeing on Twitter. You would like to think that he would have an idea because he is the quarterback in the future, but who knows, right? I mean, those make sense, but I don't know if he was telling somebody something that he had heard from Joe Shane supposedly in private, or if he's just reading Twitter like everybody else saying, well, all right, either one of those two guys would be all right with me.
Well, right now, who are the top two coaches available? John Harbaugh, and Kevin Stefanski.
Yep.
I think everybody would agree with that. It's very difficult to find anybody that's better than those two guys. So if you're the New York Giants, which I think right now, obviously Harbaugh's not going back to the Ravens, but I think the Giants, even with the Ravens opening, even with the Dolphins opening, is the best job right now at this time in the NFL.
When you look like you have a quarterback of the future in Jackson Dart. Cam Scadaboo at running back, Malik Neighbors at wide receiver, and one of the best defensive fronts in football. And to me, Harbaugh is the perfect guy for New York because they need a culture changer. And I think he could do that. I don't know if Stefanski is that guy based on Cleveland. McDaniel available, I think, would do wonders with that offense because you've got the running back, the quarterback, and the wide receiver. But is Mike McDaniel going to go in and change the culture in New York? That's what New York needs. Baltimore is going to be an attractive job, but to a degree, until they figure out Lamar Jackson's contract, a little bit handcuffed. If Pittsburgh becomes available, that's going to be a job in which you're searching for your next quarterback. Nobody knows if Aaron Rodgers is going to play another year. If Tomlin isn't there, you wonder if Aaron Rodgers is going to want that year to actually be in Pittsburgh, or does he try to go somewhere else? Isn't he on a one-year deal?
Yeah, he is. You wonder about an Aaron Rodgers because, look, he's not a guy that I would see having a job on TV afterwards. I mean, he just doesn't seem like the TV type, honestly. Now, maybe he goes into a front office. Maybe he does something like that. I don't know what's next for Aaron Rodgers.
Go in a darkness retreat.
Well, he may do that, but and just stay there, and I'd be fine with it. But I don't know what Aaron does because, you see guys like Travis Kelce, for example. He's going to get paid $1 bazillion by somebody, by some network. Because he's good on TV, just like his brother is. And you go and we can debate Tom Brady or Tony Romo or whatever you want to do. I happen to like those guys and what they do on TV, Troy Aikman. But some guys like Aaron Rodgers, I don't see him succeeding as a commentator on TV.
I don't know that he would conform to what you would have to do. Could he do some sort of long-form podcasting? I do think there is enough interest in Aaron Rodgers and his opinions on different things. Yeah. And I say that just like when he did Rogan or his appearances on the Pat McAfee show. I would love to hear an unfiltered Aaron Rodgers giving opinions on players and personnel. And I think he would be one that would do that and be very honest. I don't know that he could do or would do what Tom Brady is doing, although I think Aaron Rodgers, the way he sees the game, would be fantastic at that. But I don't know if he could do it the way Tom Brady is doing it. Would he have to be on some sort of alternate type of broadcast like what you see with McAfee or the Manning brothers to a degree? But or the coaches that do stuff like that. If you're into the X's and O's and what you're seeing, I think Aaron Rodgers could have a place in the media space in a role like that, but I don't see him in the traditional, Greg Olsen, Tom Brady, Tony Romo, Troy Aikman kind of role. And that's just the impressions we get from Aaron Rodgers. Now, never thought Nick Saban was going to do that either, and he's fantastic.
He's great, yes.
And so maybe because of their current role, they have to keep this weird shell about themselves when it comes to media. But once they are done in this particular role, they could be completely different.
Well, and I could see him because he is pretty good with the McAfee when he's on with McAfee and those kinds of things. And you're right. Maybe I was pigeonholing the guy for a color commentary guy, and I don't think he's that. But as an opinionist, as a guy that could go on a McAfee or have his own podcast, something like that, yeah, maybe he would succeed. Only if he's Aaron Rodgers, the jackass himself. If he's that guy, then I think it would be entertaining. And jackass with all due respect.
Well, and you're right. I think something along those lines would be pretty incredible in the sense of his opinion, what he's doing, and it's Aaron Rodgers. It wouldn't surprise me if he and Elon worked out something where he could go drive in outer space or he ran for political office. Remember, there was a time where we thought he might be the vice president.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's got enough money. to where whatever he's going to do, there would be the passion behind it. That's the thing. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be looking for a job. He's going to be looking something that fulfills a passion bucket. And what that is, even if he just started his own podcast, I mean, it would, I could see him doing something like that where he's given opinions on just about anything on the planet.
Well, and again, as long as he does it unfiltered, and I'm not sure Aaron Rodgers has another gear to go to be quite honest with you. I think that's just how he is, and that's how he would be. And in that respect, yeah, I'll agree with you. He would succeed at that. I was just thinking color commentator, and I just don't think he would do well in a position like that.
I mean,
but
at some point, Terry Bradshaw's not going to be on that desk. You don't think Aaron Rodgers would slide in right over there?
Terry Bradshaw slot?
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw might want to consider that now.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I
love Terry Bradshaw.
I just reading today, Al Michaels is planning to come back for the 2026 season.
Well, and Al Michaels probably should consider riding off into the sunset. Again, here's my theory, Minix. The greats, I don't want to hear them screw up. Al Michaels had a bunch of screw-ups this year. He was not good this year.
Yep.
I don't want to see that movie. I want to remember Al Michaels as the great commentator that he is. And maybe he'll be better. Maybe it was just an off year. I don't know. But, man, I don't want to see that. Don't want to see Tiger Woods shoot 80. I don't want to see it's just, I don't know. It's just a way that I don't know. It's the way I feel about it. But, hey, if he wants to come back, and they're going to pay him to do it, then more power to him.
I mean, that's it. But again, I try not to be overly critical of play-by-play because I know how tough of a job that is. But when you're at that level and you're Al Michaels and have been doing it at a level for so long and the slippage is obvious. It's almost like the athlete, dude. Everybody knows that you can't do what you once did except you. Nobody wants to see their favorite athlete go out that way. Same with the broadcasters.
That's exactly right. Nobody wants to see that. It's going to be interesting. Hey, we're at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. Would love for you guys to come on down here and start your weekend with us. Beer Santa from Flight by Yingling is here. We got Kanga coolers that he's giving away. I know he's giving away some samples in there because, well, I see his shiny protege running around with trays full of cold Flight by Yingling. So you could come on out and get one for yourself, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Get on down here, Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. It's a college football game tonight. Will it be as good as the one we had last night? We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, let me talk to you about Stevens Roofing. Love Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, a company that's been in business since 1983. That is an incredible stat in itself, and it tells you everything you need to know about the reputation and the quality of the work from Stevens Roofing. I mean, my goodness, I don't have to tell you, or at least I hope I don't have to tell you. You've been in business that long. You're doing it right. You are absolutely doing it right, and if you need something done with your roof, why not call Stevens Roofing, a company that has been in business forever here in the San Antonio area? Now they've added solar. If you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company you need to remember. The number you need to remember is 210-785-0994. Now's the time to get that done. If you've been thinking about it, why not have that ready to go when spring rolls around, summer rolls around, when the heat of our season is here, and you can really take advantage of those solar panels. Get your roof checked out. If you think there's something wrong with that, or you just want to make sure that everything's okay, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company to call, 210-785-0994. They'll send a crew out to your house. They'll inspect your roof for free, and they'll let you know what's going on up there, whether it's A-okay or maybe something needs to be fixed, or maybe it's time to start thinking about a new roof. Either way, you got that peace of mind. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the best in the business. 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Mid-season refreshes are hitting Macy's stores. And even better, Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow. Don't miss deals like men's Madden Chelsea boots for only $39.99. And with Star Money bonus days, Star Rewards members earn Star Money faster. So sign up for free in-store and start earning $10 in Star Money for every qualifying $100 you spend. It's that easy. See you at Macy's one-day sale tomorrow. Savings off select prices. Exclusions apply.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our locations and check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal, including a 4-wheel drive tractor with a hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. From the Texas coast to the Texas Hill Country, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
See the best of the best, the area's top high school senior players in the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. 119 All-Stars from 68 high schools will compete in the annual Alamo Dome Showdown, Saturday, January 10th, following the Navy All-American Bowl. One ticket gets you into both games. Available on Ticketmaster. The San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. January 10th at 5:30 p.m. at the Alamo Dome.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, a wild weekend in the NFL, a wild card weekend in the NFL, and it ain't over.
I feel like I just had an 8-course meal and there's a giant dessert coming. There's more to talk about, not just football. The Spurs were busy too. Man, it's going to be a great weekend. You better set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think it's us.
Is it us?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Test 1, 2. Can you hear us?
All right, we're back. Bubba's 33 out in Alamo Ranch. Thanks for hanging with us. Just some gremlins out here apparently, so we're trying to work through those, and everybody's working hard to get it done and keep us on the air. We appreciate you guys hanging out and being patient with us on this Friday, this Flight Friday with our friends from Flight by Yingling here at Bubba's 33.
You know, live radio. Sometimes that stuff happens. It's a Friday, and apparently the equipment wants a long weekend as well. But I'll tell you what. If you come by here to help us through this and for listening through and staying with us when I know the in and out can be annoying, we can make it a beer drinking game for when we go out, how many times you go out, and just come out here and we'll make sure that you get taken care of on this Flight Friday.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I can spend Beer Santa's money.
Yes, and we have. And we will in the future for sure. But no, it is frustrating, but we appreciate the patience that everybody has. We were talking, I think, a little college football. Were we?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, same. Look, I mean, the game that we saw last night is worthy of conversation, whether we're getting interference from the Gremlins or the officials in a game like what you had. Story. But what you saw from Trinidad, from Carson Beck, those two offenses in the fourth quarter are the story, because otherwise we would just be talking about and what is targeting and how do you not call a pass interference on this play. And that is certainly a part of the discussion, but it's not the overriding part of the discussion because of what you saw from Carson Beck since he won and his story, being a backup on two national championship teams and kind of being told, hey, it's been good, but get out. And then getting all that money from Miami and then getting them to a championship game, how he played early in the season versus how he has played late. I am glad that the officiating isn't taking away from what Carson Beck did last night or some of those other players, or even in the losing effort, Lane Kiffin not completely overshadowing what we saw from his quarterback and those players, because that was just an instant classic, one hell of a football game.
It was fantastic. That fourth quarter was incredible. And both of those quarterbacks were just outstanding. I mean, they really were. Both of them were. In that fourth quarter, neither defense had an answer for the other's offense. And that's for sure. Trinidad Chambliss for Ole Miss, the quarterback for Ole Miss, the guy just makes plays. I mean, he makes plays. He is never out of a play. And I was just impressed with him. Carson Beck finally made some throws that everybody's been waiting for Carson Beck to make. And he did that. And it was just two offenses clicking at the same time, and fortunately for Miami, the clock just ran out of time on Ole Miss because they were driving again. And you can say what you want about the pass interference call and why it wasn't called. I'm not sure why it wasn't. Probably should have been. It wasn't. Miami wins the game. They move on. Now they will await the winner of tonight's Oregon-Indiana game.
Well, and again, you can only hope that tonight's game in the Peach Bowl will be the same level of excitement. I don't know that it will be. It's weird because we're talking about Indiana football and the dominant play that you're seeing, like you would be a Nick Saban Alabama team.
Right.
Disciplined. They don't make mistakes. They don't beat themselves. They don't commit penalties. They don't turn the ball over. They're just methodical, and it's Indiana football. Oregon has felt like the bridesmaid for years. Like when is Oregon? Whether it was when Cristobal was the head coach there under Dan Lanning, they're always good. They're always really, really good. But are they national championship level good? And part of me feels bad because I think Oregon does have a team that is capable of competing for a national championship this year. The problem is their draw is in the semifinals playing against the team that is probably going to win the national championship.
It certainly has. You can certainly make a case for that. But hey, if you're Oregon, you're obviously not afraid. You're going to go in there. You're going to play because you think you've got a pretty good squad as well. And look, I think Indiana, as well as they play, at some point in time, will they have an off game? I mean, they're undefeated. They have beaten everybody they've lined up against so far this season, haven't lost the game. And you got to wonder, is that number coming up, or are they just that good that they're going to run the table and hold up that national championship trophy?
Well, and again, you look at it and you think about Oregon, unfortunately, the portal has gotten them, even for a team in the playoffs.
Right.
When you look at, like, I'd be all over Oregon if their full roster was there. But you look at their lack of depth at running back and defensive back is concerning for me going into this football game. And you go back and you think when they played in October, it was a 10-point Indiana win at Oregon. 30-20 was the final score in that game. Problem is, you could probably argue Indiana is a better team today than they were then. Oregon is a lesser team today when they played then, but history is on the side of Oregon. During the college football playoff history, it's a short history, but this is going to be the sixth time a team has met in the regular season and met in the college football playoffs. The only time a team won both the regular season meeting and the playoff meeting happened this year, and it's Ole Miss and Tulane, right?
Right.
I mean, okay. In the regular season, lost in the playoffs. In 2021, Alabama beat Georgia in the regular season. Georgia beat Bama in the playoffs. In 2024, Oregon beat Ohio State in the regular season. Ohio State won the playoff game. Oklahoma and Alabama this year. We all know how that turned out. Oklahoma won the regular season meeting. Alabama won the playoff game. Although this year, you look at the way that game went, the way it started, looked like OU was going to win both. This year in the regular season, Georgia beat Ole Miss in the regular season, lost in the playoffs. So now you got tonight's Indiana-Oregon game. Again, it's a brief history, but history is on the side of Oregon. And the old saying, it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season.
Well, it really is. I just and you got two good coaches here. you really, it's hard to say which one is better. The difference, I think, Jason, is going to be, I think Indiana is the oldest team in college football.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a hell of a difference. When you got a bunch of 23-year-olds, 22, 23-year-olds playing against 19 and 20-year-olds, it makes a difference. It does. And so we'll see if it does tonight. I still think Indiana's the best team in college football. I don't think there's any question. They've proven that on the field and beaten the teams in front of them. But that's why you play. And a team like Oregon certainly can get hot. And I just asked Texas Tech. They can get hot and they can just spank you. And who knows what's going to happen tonight? It's I'm looking forward to watching it. Will it be as good as the game last night? That's going to be hard to reproduce, but
it is.
I think it could be a very good ball game.
I think it'll be a good game. I just, is it going to be 37-20 or 27-20? It's kind of one of those, and granted, I think a lot of people, me included, thought that Alabama-Indiana matchup was going to be incredible, and it wasn't. And I think what really impressed me about that Indiana-Alabama game from a Hoosier standpoint was just their dominance in the trenches. As I'm talking about Oregon running backs, I mean, can they run against that D-line? Alabama doesn't have a running game to speak of, which is kind of weird to say about Alabama football.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can see what Indiana did defensively against Alabama and taking away their run and say, oh, man, Oregon's in trouble because Alabama doesn't have a run game to speak of.
Well, and look, Oregon's got a good quarterback as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're projecting these two guys to be 1-2 in the draft if the guy from Oregon comes out. So good matchup. Two good teams going head-to-head. This is going to be a good football game, I think, and I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed last night tremendously. I mean, I really did, even though I'm sweating it out because I got money on Miami, but it turned out good in the end. But still, even if I'd lost that game, to watch that game, you kind of forget about everything. Because money-wise on that side, because it was just two good football teams, and neither one of those football teams wanted to lose.
Wait. Can I call BS on that statement? You at any point forgot about what you had on that game. Even if it was just a little bit of money, if you had $5 on that game, you didn't forget about it and just enjoy football at any point. And I think our group text kind of proves that out.
Well, that was a BS call. I had to call that out.
Without talking to you, whether it's for a game like that or any random NFL game on Sunday, your bitching about officiating always correlates back to, was that call going to cost you a dime?
Well, it's true. I mean, it is about my pocketbook. I had more than $5 on it too, by the way, just for the record.
All right, money bag.
I won't say how much, but yeah, 6. I mean, you got to make it worth your while, don't you?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, again, begs the question that has football in general, and I'm talking NFL and college, gone too far with the safety thing? Or is it the right thing to do? And I think it's a legit conversation to have, because those targeting calls, to me, are just BS.
Well, again, I think the penalty about the ejection and then having to miss part of the next game, I think that's too stiff of a penalty. But we all know targeting when we see it, even though we all hate it. And last night you had 2 examples of it and a lot of debate. But it comes down to crown of the helmet and the launch. And intent, none of that really is supposed to matter. And what is a defensive guy supposed to do? It's impossible to play defense. But you can't lead with the crown of your helmet and you can't launch. All right, make it a 15-yard penalty and let's go. Right? The whole ejection. And to me, if I've got to review it and see it more than once, then it ain't targeting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know it when you see it.
And then you've got Miami. They're going to be without their safety now for half of the national championship game.
Yep.
It's a BS rule.
Yep.
And number one, if you want to call targeting, fine. Make it a personal foul, and if it happens again, give them a second chance, for goodness sake. But to just say, hey, you're out of the game here, and you can't play a half of the next one, I mean, to me, that's just complete BS.
Although, and I would really like to see what the numbers are. But do you think the rule and the penalty has done enough to change the way a lot of players tackle? And I say that knowing it was a big part of the story last night. But we don't see the number of targeting calls upheld like we did when they first introduced it. I think they have done a good job of legislating through this ridiculous rule of getting some of that kind of play out of the game. And just because you can see it when you're watching it, you don't see it as often as you did when they first started enforcing it. And I think referees are calling it a little bit differently now. And I think the review process, nope, not targeting, pick it up, let's go. Bang, bang in the moment, I can see them throwing the flag. Review it, nope, not targeting, and let's go. So while it is ridiculous, I think they have done what they wanted to do, and that's reduce the number of hits like that.
Yeah, perhaps, Jason. I'm not sure. I don't know. But at some point in time, it is football. It is a violent sport. I know you want to keep people safe. I get that. I do too. However, the sport is the sport. If you don't want to play and take the chance, you certainly don't have to do that. So I'm just saying. I just think it's out there. It's a bit too far, and I think that they need to look at that and change the rules. Baylor fans, including the General John McClain, very happy about DJ Lagway saying he was going to go to Baylor. Not so fast, my friend.
Uh-oh.
He's saying he might want to do something else now. we'll tell you what that is, and we'll talk a little more football as well. We are live at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. Come on out here. Folks registering for the Kanga Coolers that our friends from Flight by Yingling are giving away. Also some samples that they're giving away. This young lady right here is giving away samples of Flight by Yingling. So you can come on out, say hello to her, and I bet you she'd be nice enough to hand you a little sample of that delicious Flight by Yingling. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heating, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. They do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And you think about, a week like this, air conditioner early part of the week, might need your heater this weekend and into next week. If you got an issue, call Quartermoon. They also have great maintenance programs that ensures you're available and ready to go, and your unit's ready for whatever you need it for. And maintenance helps keep big problems from happening. So take care of that. Get it done. Call Quartermoon. They got great maintenance programs. 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. Our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to 60%, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
Meet Lee Platz, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome. Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today. Back here live at Bubba's 33, Alamo Ranch location. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy you are joining us on this Friday afternoon. It is a Flight Friday. Flight by Yingling here with us at Bubba's 33 as well. And some folks coming in saying hello, and some lady came in and said something about, y'all said something about samples.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
said it in there.
Yeah, it's in there. That's not exactly what you said, but it works.
Well,
I
don't know what you're talking about.
Well, exactly. And again, then we had Josh who came in.
Yes.
Coach over at Edison, looking for tickets to go to the Navy All-American Bowl tomorrow and the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game, but says he listens every day, and they do all at Edison in their offices, which is cool.
Very cool.
Absolutely. So come on out here, Alamo Ranch location, and shoot the breeze and get ready to watch what should be a good football game tonight. Now, granted, hard to top what we saw last night, but I could see, I mean, how surprised would you be if Oregon pulled the upset? How surprised would you be if it was 24-21, 27-24 going down to the wire? Could we get back-to-back semifinal games like that?
Well, I hope so. That's what I'm pulling for, honestly. I hope that's the case. And I think it's possible. I honestly do. I think it's possible because, look, Oregon's a good football team. And again, it begs the question, can Indiana beat them twice? Maybe Indiana just matches up well with Oregon. Is that the possibility? I don't know, but I think we could get a pretty good football game tonight. As good as last night, that's going to be hard to reproduce, but I hope it is close.
Well, and again, I think we all do. We just want – when you don't have a dog in the fight and you're not passionate about either team, and I think we've had that last night and you have that tonight. It's not like – does anybody really hate Ole Miss? Does anybody really hate Miami in these parts anyway?
Nah.
Do you hate Indiana? Hell, you didn't even know they had a football team until last year. Oregon, I think, is in that category. It's not like you've got these traditional blue bloods that, the Alabamas, and by the way, 3 straight years that the SEC won't have a team in the championship game. It's not like you have the Notre Dames or the Michigans or Ohio States where you just have this sport hate for. You got 4 teams that, all right, cool, man. So no dog in the fight. There's no, all right, I can't stand those guys, so I'm going to root for this team. We don't have that. You didn't have that last night. I just want to watch a great football game and be entertained. Last night I thought was a coin flip kind of game. Tonight I'm heavily leaning Indiana, but I don't know that I would be overly surprised if Oregon were to pull off the upset.
I would not be surprised at all. I'll be honest with you. Again, it's why you play the game. And I think Lanning for Oregon, he's going to learn from that first game that Indiana went up to Oregon and beat them, and he's going to adjust to some of those things. Now, look, Cignetti probably will as well, but I'm just saying it's going to be you got 2 good head coaches there, and not to say you didn't last night. I think you did. You had 2 with Golding there for Mississippi. Obviously, they were in a little bit of a weird situation, a dilemma, but the coordinators were there. Golding was the DC at Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin, and Charlie Weiss Jr. was the OC. So both of those guys were there. So, I mean, you had that. It's still a weird situation for Ole Miss. But I tell you what, that team played, and they played hard. And Miami played hard. And it's just the time ran out on Ole Miss. That's all that happened.
Literally.
Time ran out on them.
Well, and again, I mean, it's hard to imagine. And when you think about that game last night, when Ole Miss took the lead, they're like, all right, get a stop. Third down, penalty. Drive stays alive. Third down, incredible pass play. Then Carson Beck channeled his inner Vince Young on that run. And now they're up, but you go, well, is there enough time? That first down play, you're like, oh, crap. And then the second down play, you're like, oh, crap.
Yes.
And then
40 yards in like 13 seconds or something. It was crazy.
And then you go, well, where was the pass interference penalty on that final play? The way that game was called, I'm surprised those flag-happy refs did not call that. To me, that was an egregious non-call, one that you don't let go, even though it was the final play, especially the way that game had been officiated. And the fact that Ole Miss ran a play, that wasn't just a straight Hail Mary, 3 dudes, man, run down there, I'm just going to heave it up and pray. That's not what that play was. That was a design play, and the pass was there. Would he have caught it? Would he have caught it in bounds? We'll never know, but the way that game was officiated, I'm surprised they didn't get 15 more yards and an untimed down. And the way that game was being played, it wouldn't have surprised me if Ole Miss, with one more shot, would have been able to connect.
Well, look, you're going to have controversy either way. You got controversy with that not being called and people screaming, especially Ole Miss fans screaming, why not? You saw Golding on the sidelines going, man, what the heck? Had that happened, though, had they called it, Ole Miss gets another shot and they score and win the game, then that Miami people are going to go nuts.
Well, so they're going to go nuts because the call. But when you watched it, did you think that was pass interference?
When it first happened, no. After you see a replay or two, yeah, clearly there were hands and there were pulling of the jerseys and there was all kinds of stuff. But the officials at that moment in time decided not to call it. They let them play. I wish they would have done more of that throughout the game, to be totally honest with you. Especially in that fourth quarter, there were some calls. And look, 99% of them were the correct calls. They were. And so it's I'm not criticizing the officials necessarily, but I think at some point in time, when you're talking about championship football games, like what we had last night, playoff game, semifinal, both teams playing their butts off. Let them play. Well, let the players determine the outcome.
And that's where you want consistency in your officials. There was the pass interference on Miami that helped that Ole Miss drive where, yeah, it was pass interference, but the pass wasn't catchable. It was at his feet, right? I don't know, with the contact, would he have been able to come back and make the catch?
I don't know.
But the hands were there. It was pass interference, but if that was a non-call, I think most everybody would have been okay. Yeah, he wasn't going to catch that anyway. A good no call. And the fact that we have that as a part of our vocabulary, that's a good non-call, right? Yeah, there probably could have been a penalty there, but that guy wasn't going to make that catch anyway. In the end zone, that was in my mind, a bad non-call. That's a ref saying, I'm not throwing a flag on the final play of the game because I want to get out of here alive, right? That's quite frankly, that might have been the case. But you can't be afraid to throw the flag on the first play or the last play. That's the bottom line.
If it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Yeah. And they called that game that way. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. You didn't hear them too often saying, yeah, that was a good non-call, right? They were throwing, especially in the fourth quarter. You know, guy farted wrong and they were throwing a flag.
They were. They kind of took over, that's for sure. Interesting, though, with tonight's game notwithstanding, the Miami Hurricanes will play the championship game in their own backyard.
Yep.
So you talk about a huge win and then an advantage when you're talking about no travel, no nothing. I was reading an article today, Minix, that Miami gets $2 million. I think it was 2. It might have been 3. Traveling
3.
expenses.
Yeah, 3.
So they don't have to travel. It's just free money for them.
It's free money for them. And the ACC doesn't require their playoff teams to split revenue for the playoffs. So the $15 million that they're getting for this run is all going into their bank account. They don't have to split that amongst the conference. So, yeah, I mean, basically playing the championship game in your home stadium, which has never happened before in college football, is going to help Miami bank $3 million.
Not bad that I'm assuming they could use for whatever they get. Look, you could have the San Francisco 49ers, if they get on a run, playing the Super Bowl in their own home stadium. I don't think that's ever happened, has it, in the NFL?
Yeah.
Has a team ever played a home game in the Super Bowl in the NFL? I can't remember.
It has happened, actually. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers during the COVID year.
Is that right?
Played the Super Bowl in their home stadium. And then, if I remember correctly, didn't the Los Angeles Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals in the at SoFi Stadium, which is their home stadium?
Interesting. All right, then.
Yeah.
Well, San Francisco's got an opportunity to do that. I don't think they'll be there, but who the heck knows? You know, because that's what I love about this weekend in the NFL is that there's going to be some upsets. There always is in the wild card weekend. It's kind of hard to determine what is an upset and what's not, but with some of the lines that we've got as we roll into the NFL weekend. Let's talk about it. You want to? Yep. By the way, before we do, I mentioned DJ Lagway. Did we?
Yeah.
DJ Lagway committed to Baylor yesterday.
Yep.
But the fact now that Chambliss from Ole Miss has been denied another year of eligibility, and he may have to get the heck out of there. All of a sudden, DJ Lagway says he may want to go to Ole Miss instead. Imagine that. So we'll have to continue to follow that and see where that goes. I think Chambliss is trying to appeal that or sue or whatever the heck they have to do these days to try and get that overturned. We'll see how that all plays out. We'll talk a little NFL football because we got a big weekend. 3 days of NFL playoff football coming our way. Oh, my goodness, my favorite playoff weekend of the year. We'll do that. We're live at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. Come on out and see us. You got plenty of time. It's just about 5 o'clock. Leave work early. Come on out here, point your car out here, and have a nice flight by Yingling. They are ice cold, and Beer Santa's here, and he's giving away stuff. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
SpaceX launch went without a hitch. I watched it.
Ignition. Liftoff. Godspeed, Father Dive.
Yeah, he's Bob McKenzie.
Oh, hey.
Thanks for the beer. He's great. This is my brother Doug. Good day.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're watching football this weekend, you know how it goes. Somebody's always hungry by the first quarter. So call Pizza Hut and get the Big New Yorker for just $10. Our biggest pizza for the biggest games. These slices are huge, like use two hands and fold it huge. Feed your crew and order ahead at pizzahut.com or in the app.
Pizza Hut!
Ask for limited time offer. Prices, participation, and availability may vary. Additional charge for extra toppings, max 3 and extra cheese. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee not included.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs, well, they've had a couple of nights off after their back-to-back, but they do return to action in Boston tomorrow night. They'll take on the Celtics. Tip-off there is set for 7 o'clock. By the way, Spurs have announced that they have assigned Carter Bryant to the Austin Spurs. He'll be available as they host South Bay Lakers there tonight. And we're looking forward to a little football game tonight. Oregon taking on Indiana right here on 94.1.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And we are live on this Flight Friday at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location. That's where we are. You still got plenty of time to come out here because I know a lot of you get off at 5 o'clock. You're off. Point your car this way. Come have a beer with us. A nice Flight by Yingling with our friends from Flight by Yingling. A lot of people excited, Jason Minix. I'm Joe Reinagel, to meet Beer Santa.
Beer Santa is a very popular guy, although not as popular as his elf. For obvious reasons.
Why,
Sophia?
Jason? Why is that?
Well, I think you just need to come out here and see
okay,
Sophia.
Okay. She's very nice.
I'm glad you said nice.
Nice girl. Very nice.
She is
very
nice.
Shiny.
I see. You can't call her Shiny Sophia.
Why?
Well, you could.
I just did.
You should ask her if that's an appropriate nickname.
You know what? Should I? I'm not afraid. I don't know if I do that live on the air.
Smoke.
I don't. No, she's not. I don't know if I don't know if I have the guts to do that on the air, but off the air, maybe.
See, I would think it'd be the other way around. And on the air, you got big balls, but off the air, you might get slapped.
Well, that's it, and which would make for great radio.
Oh, it would be.
Since we're not on YouTube, it would only be radio, but that's okay. But maybe I will if she comes around again. She already said she's got a couple of flights for us as soon as we get off the air tonight.
Absolutely. And we're having some gremlins out here, some internet issues, which is fine, though. And I do think it's the YouTube gods saying, you know what needs to be on the show today? Not Joe and Jason. James Pledger wearing a sparkly, and I mean sparkly, Texas A&M shirt.
Wow.
Courtesy of loyal listener and great friend of the show, Alexander, because Pledge all aggied out because he failed in the 72-ounce steak challenge. And because, our YouTube reason it out, but apparently it wanted to but that puts Ledger on full screen in those sparkles. And I think part of the punishment, although this is one of those things that we should have thought of, but I'm glad everybody else was looking at just to make sure that Pledge is on full screen for an hour since he doesn't have to do a show tonight because we've got the Indiana-Oregon game coming up here on 94.1. So it's just all done in on that meeting.
Well, it very well be, and I think Pledge is very, very cute in its sparkly little Texas A&M
spicy and naked.
So, and thank you, Alexander, for that. That's very sweet of you to do that. But I don't know if they like that. He may not give it back to you.
Well, because right now, as I go to that page, I'm getting a little spinning circle of head and look on his face and sparkle. That should actually be kind of a big profile picture.
It really should.
I mean, that really, really should.
He could take a picture of that and put a little heart around it and send it to Rob Thompson.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a lot of Aggie jokes being done on our broadcast today, and I think this might have something to do with it.
Rob would appreciate that, I think. A nice little love letter from Pledge.
Well, except for there's no way in hell Rob Thompson would wear that particular sparkly shirt.
Oh, Rob get one arm in that sparkly shirt.
Even if they had a sparkle shirt that size for Rob.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a woman's shirt. What you want, honestly, I don't want to see the woman that's wearing the fit Rob.
Hit that monkey sound effect.
No offense.
Yeah.
There we are.
Oh my goodness.
You think I'm an idiot?
Well done, by the way. And the shirt really does seem extremely well. Your computer froze.
Yes.
And there's a it froze on.
It's great. The look on Pledge's face said everything. Like for your computer to just freeze, where that is gold.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's the way that it works. And
the fact that it's where that Aggie and Cowboy gear.
And you imagine, plus the attention you would get at the Roof Pub tonight if you walked in there in that shirt. Dude, you would get more attention tonight than you've ever gotten in your whole life at the Roof Pub or wherever else is going. I think you
stop
should.
it.
Well, you're supposed to.
Pledge might even get lucky in a shirt like that.
Stop it.
Now, if you see Pledge out tonight, and I know Pledge Friday, Roof Pub, and he's not wearing that, let us know because that would be a violation.
It's
of,
a violation.
Of his payoff.
That's
then,
right.
Then he'll have to pay the penalty.
All right.
Which is doing this for an entire month.
Wow. I think he should. He should continue this. Pledge likes the attention.
Yeah,
it's good.
He does.
It's very nice. All
You
right,
think I'm an idiot?
Bubba's 33. It has been a day, but I tell you what, we're going to power through and get ready for a big NFL football weekend. It is going to be so much fun. You got tonight's college football game, which is the appetizer. Or it could be a main course. I don't know. But then you got a full weekend, 3 days of NFL playoff football. Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Get on out here. Come see us. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Man, I tell you what, the vibe here at Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location is, it's kicking, as the kids say, huh?
Do they?
I think they do. Some of them
say that now?
Do the kids say kicking? No?
It's kind of
clicking. Clicking. All right, I'm getting some advice from the parents over here.
Yeah, those are cool parents because Dad's wearing a Green Day T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. We are at Bubba's 33, Alamo Ranch. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And, everybody's having a good time in here. As I walked through, I had to go to the men's room.
Shocker.
And the bar is full of people taking advantage of Beer Santa and our friends from Flight by Yingling and enjoying some cold flight.
So come on out and see us here. If you're in Alamo Ranch area and I can see the highway, you ain't going anywhere. So you might as well, as the cars I can see, take the U-turn and come see us. If I can't see, I know you're stuck in traffic too. So just exit Calabria and 1604 and come hang out with us. The way today is gone, it's not like we're going to get done at 6 and leave, man.
No, we need a couple of cold ones for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to go sit in traffic.
No.
Right?
No, I don't want to do that either.
I'll enjoy a good portion of the game here. Now, I've got a long day tomorrow. One of the longest days work-wise for me, but most enjoyable. And it's funny because, it's 5 o'clock, and I'm getting the roster updates from the Navy All-American Bowl and the 2D because, those guys have been together for a week. So coaches have to figure that stuff out. And then same for the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. Both games tomorrow here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. And just an incredible day of football. And I was looking through the notes to see if they've given us any insight on those that are going to declare tomorrow, and which is always one of the coolest parts of the game. But it's weird, though, because I think about, I can tell you this kid's going there, and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know if they're actually going to show up there and play next year because of the way this new NIL world works. The commitment, whether it's verbal or in writing, doesn't seem to mean a damn thing.
Doesn't mean a damn thing. Although the UW guy, the quarterback there, has decided to go back to Washington. And now apparently Lane Kiffin is one of those guys that was trying to finagle a move for him after he had signed his NIL deal with the University of Washington, and that could be an issue, we're told. He could be investigated for that, at least looked into, and I'm talking about Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin for tampering, right?
Yes.
Although, what is tampering in today's world?
Great question.
Everybody is tampering. Although I am curious how this all plays out. Now, DeMond can say he wants to go back to UW. How do you treat that guy in the locker room?
Yeah.
And I say that, now granted, the world is changing, but you remember a couple of years ago when Jaden Daniels left Arizona State for LSU, and his teammates were so pissed at him, they trashed his locker and all that different kind of stuff. I'm wondering, dude, you wanted to bolt. You signed and you wanted to leave. I don't know, do you welcome him back with open arms or, well, he's a good quarterback, so all right, you're QB1. I just don't know how much I can trust you anymore.
Right. Yeah, well, that's a good point. I don't know. Now that he's back, maybe they tape him to the locker or something and give him a little wedgie. And he'll be fine.
I mean, you wonder what the kangaroo court in the locker room on something like that could be because, I look at a guy like Sam Levitt, who graded Arizona State, hit the portal, and he pissed off everybody at Arizona State because, he didn't go to the banquet. He was the only guy that didn't. The other guys did. And he's like, peace out. This whole Brothers for Life thing, done, right? But thought he might end up at Texas Tech. They went with somebody else. Thought he was going to end up at LSU. Well, then they started flirting with the dude from Washington, and Sam Levitt still hasn't committed anywhere. DJ Lagway. Hey, man, SEC is kind of tough. All right, I'll go to the Big 12 and look at those defenses, man. I can fix my stat line and wait. Oh, wait, Ole Miss is available?
Yep.
You got how much? It's bizarre. And tomorrow, all these great high school players currently will be college players later in the week, a lot of them. But it will be interesting to follow their careers to see where they go. You know, every one of these college football semifinal games are there with quarterbacks that transferred in. Nobody has been developed.
Nobody's been developed. Nobody stays anywhere for a period of time to, I mean, how can you call it a brotherhood? And I mean that in all sincerity. If you're in, you're out, you're somewhere else. I mean, there is no bonding going on. There's none of that kind of stuff. It's every man for himself. And that's what's so sad about all of this. And that's what is making it as good as college football has been this year. And it has been. We were talking about that this morning at the gym. Oh, Ray and I and my brother Randy.
Yeah, of course.
And all, but we're talking about it, and it's like, I mean, so there's some guys that are going to be 4 different schools in their college football career,
if not more.
And it's how can you develop yourself? How can you have any kind of loyalty to anybody on that team? And it's not just 1 or 2 guys; it's all of them, because if they get the opportunity to leave, they're going to leave. And it's just a sad thing for me that there's not some kind of commitment that these guys have to make other than just being there for a year and then scooting on to the next deal.
Well, and again, you look at Indiana and, you know, the number of transfers on their team, the amount of money that they spent this year, the amount of money that they're already spending on next year's team, thanks to Mark Cuban, it is interesting, you know, because that offensive lineman that won the player of the game in the Rose Bowl transferred in from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm thinking, dude left Notre Dame, played in the national championship game, and then left because Indiana gave him more money. But, you know, after you're done playing football, you could have graduated from Notre Dame and had that alumni base, that network. Now, I don't know what Indiana's network is. All big universities have some sort of network. But, you know, when you think about
Mark
Aggies,
Cuban,
Aggies always taking care of Aggies. That's kind of how it rolls. You know what I mean? It is pretty incredible when you think about it in those terms.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you're right. I mean, think about the Aggie for Aggies and doing that kind of stuff. You're exactly right. And every school has no longer you're going to have that. Good point. I see that.
Maybe. I don't know. Cam Ward, there he's back. Will the defense get this attention that a Cam Ward would?
Probably not. But here's a question, and don't laugh. Washington State is in the semifinals of the playoffs, and Cam Ward shows up. I mean, is it the same thing? UIW in a championship game, and Cam Ward shows up. Now, UIW did it. So now he's associating himself with the Miami Hurricanes. How does that make the folks in Washington State feel?
You know, he played at 3 schools, and I guess that's part of it. I mean, I think it's a little different. So I was about to make an analogy with my own kid. Undergrad at Sam Houston State, grad school at Arizona State. She kind of claims both, right? Loyalty to both. That's different. That was a master's degree and a bachelor's degree. It's not like she went to 3 different places to get her bachelor. I'm curious, you know, the guy that could probably answer this question is Rob Thompson from the Morning Huddle.
You think so?
Because Rob, I think, went chasing basketball to 7 or 8 different schools. now, granted,
and got no NIL money.
No, well, unlegally. But not. But started at Texas Tech. Right. Ultimately, didn't play basketball, but finally went to class at Texas A&M. Some of those other smaller schools that he went to, I think he probably could remember them all, but it'd be like Josh McCown trying to name all the NFL teams that he's played for.
Not true.
You know, I don't know, a ton. You know, and I don't know. I look at our friend Indy Kalu, played for 3 NFL teams, you know, an alumni of both, but you know that's different than college athletics.
Well, it is, and now it's just going to be crazy. You know, it's like those intros that you see. Hey, I'm Joe Reinagle from TCU, Texas Tech, Rice, and UNLV.
I think in the NFL, when they start doing that, it's you're going to see a lot more people shouting out their high schools.
Maybe so, man. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. You know, it's been a weird day, Minix, but every now and then you see a story that makes you feel good.
Okay.
And I was also talking about this at the gym this morning.
Of course you were.
Brooks Koepka has applied to get reinstated into the PGA Tour.
Well, of course he has.
Because the LIV Tour's dying a slow death. And that makes me very happy, my friends. Very happy. Even though Brooks Koepka is kind of a donkey, welcome back, my friend.
Well, you'll welcome him back with open arms.
Well, absolutely. And anybody else that wants to follow him can come on, because the LIV Golf Tour is it's dead man walking.
Yep.
Even with all that Arab money, dead man walking. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to watch that crap. Then come out to our tournament in March and see the same thing.
Exactly.
Shorts, beer.
And you say that like it's a problem.
Well, it's not. I'm just saying. But, you know, obviously the people that are playing there don't make as much money as those guys. And props to those guys for making their money. I mean, I give it to them, but some of us knew that this was a failure to begin with. I'm just saying. And it makes me feel better today after a rough day at the office. So
rough day at the office.
Rough day at the office.
We've had to work hard today.
Bubba's 33 is where we are. And the good news is you got that reward at the end of the tunnel, a cold flight by England.
Yes.
That's going to be happening.
30 minutes away.
30 minutes away.
30 minutes away.
Damn, that seems like a long time.
We got to talk some NFL playoffs and make our picks coming up.
Can we discuss? Can we hide that in a I don't know, a Dixie cup or something?
A red Solo cup? I think that's a song, isn't it?
I think it is.
I mean, that is not a Dixie cup, my friend.
A Dixie cup, red Solo cup. What's the difference? Let's talk some NFL football live at Bubba's 33. You need to come see us. You really do. You got plenty of time to come see us. Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch location with our friends from Flight by Yingling. That's where we are. Come see us. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you think about tonight's game, the college playoffs this weekend, the Texans on up Monday night. No better place to go watch any of those games than the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. My go-to spot because of those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and you know the food is incredible. Love the fried shrimp over there at the Roo Pub. They have the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, the hot dogs, the chili dog is outstanding. The chicken sandwich, the wraps, the apps, the salads, I'm told, are great. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub. 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, a wild weekend in the NFL, a wild card weekend in the NFL, and it ain't over.
I feel like I just had an 8-course meal and there's a giant dessert coming. There's more to talk about, not just football. The Spurs were busy too. Man, it's going to be a great weekend. You better set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left? I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped. Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today.
If you're watching football this weekend, you know how it goes. Somebody's always hungry by the first quarter. So call Pizza Hut and get the Big New Yorker for just $10. Our biggest pizza for the biggest games. These slices are huge, like use two hands and fold it huge. Feed your crew and order ahead at pizzahut.com or in the app.
Pizza Hut!
Ask for limited time offer. Prices, participation, and availability may vary. Additional charge for extra toppings, max 3 and extra cheese. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee not included.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
live at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch location, and I tell you what, it is popping in here. Folks, excited that it is a Friday afternoon and starting the weekend out here with us. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix.
And so much going on. Of course, it's a Flight Friday. You got plenty of time to get over here. Watch the game tonight, Indiana-Oregon here at Bubba's, and also plan for January 20th. They're doing a big silver and black watch party when they take on at Dallas. And they said they got 5 pair of tickets they're going to give away at that watch party.
Wow, 5 pair of tickets.
Yep.
Pretty good deal. Not bad. That ought to be a lot of fun. Playing the Dallas Mavericks?
Absolutely. And I don't know if you saw this, but Anthony Davis is hurt again.
Oh, really? Wow, that surprises me.
Shocker. Right?
Oh, my gosh. That never happens.
His name gets mentioned in trade, and all of a sudden he gets hurt.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
It's a day that ends in Y. He gets hurt. That's for sure. Along with the game tonight, that's just going to get us into the weekend, Jason. What a weekend it's going to be, NFL football. And I know I've mentioned this before. Look, I enjoy the playoffs in the NFL all the way through. Don't get me wrong. But this weekend is my absolute favorite weekend of the playoffs because typically you got a couple of upsets that are going to happen. And typically the games are all pretty damn good.
Yes, and maybe they will continue to be there. And let's talk about them. Well, I don't know. We won't make our picks now. You want?
Yeah, we could do that. I'm trying to find it. That's what I was doing.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to find stuff in a computer today that is working about 18% of the time. Is Bill still hanging on there, Pledge? Let's talk to Bill here on the Blitz.
Hey, Bill. Bill, you there? Or is he gone? Oh, he's gone. Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Well,
All right.
Let's do prime picks then.
All right. Let's do it.
Prime picks on the Blitz.
All right, we do this every week, except for on vacation. We've missed a couple of weeks. Now, coming into this week, Joe and I were tied on the overall season at 105-65. Pledge 10 games behind at 95-75. Now, Reinagel's already pulled in front. He had Miami last night. Both Pledge and I had Ole Miss. So technically, as we do picks right now, Reinagel has the lead.
Yes, as it should be. Back in the top of the mountain. It's where I belong. And we're going to continue that. So our first game up is obviously tonight's game, Indiana and Oregon, which should be a heck of a football game, I think. I don't have any expectations that it will be as good as last night's game, but you never know. Look, Indiana has been the best team in the country all year. They've proven it, and they've beaten the teams that they need to beat. And so I got to go with Indiana. I think Oregon's a good football team. Would it surprise me if the Ducks pull it out? No. But I think Indiana is destined to hold up the trophy at the end.
I totally agree. I love their line play. I just love how disciplined Kurt Cignetti's team is playing, the quarterback. I mean, just everything that they do. And I do believe that Oregon so thin at the running back position, so thin in the secondary. I got to go Indiana, although history says when teams meet in the regular season, the winner of that game does not win the playoff game. So history says Oregon wins tonight, but I'm going against history and taking the Hoosiers.
Yeah, I'm taking Indiana. I think that they're just playing on a different level right now than everybody else in college football.
All right, NFL playoff weekend in the Texans time slot. We actually have the Rams and the Carolina Panthers.
Look, I think the Rams are going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I do, which tells you they're going to beat the Panthers tomorrow. Will it be a blowout, or will the Panthers keep it close because they do play well at home? But I think either way, the Rams find a way to get this done.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams as well. The inconsistent running game and going against that Rams defense, and I think Matt Stafford's just playing it at that level right now. Receivers should be healthy. Give me the Rams on the road.
Stafford of the Rams, baby.
All right. Green Bay and Chicago.
Interesting game.
Gonna be cold. Gonna be nasty. Rubber game. Give me the home team. I just think the Bears are the overall better team, and I just don't know how Green Bay can win without Micah Parsons. And if I'm Caleb Williams, I'm looking for that 28 guy, and I'm going to pick on him all day because the best thing he's going to do for the Cowboys this year is ensure they get the best draft pick possible from Green Bay.
Yeah, maybe Jerry. That's why Jerry sent him over there and said, hey, go over there and be a spy. I don't know. I want to change my pick just because you said that about Micah Parsons. I got the Bears written down, but Micah Parsons is not the reason why I'm taking the Bears. Oh, my gosh. Guys think that this dude is like some kind of god.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
What are you taking?
Give me the Packers. I'm taking Green Bay. I think Jordan Love and them. I'm going to take experience over the new kids. I still just don't trust Chicago.
So the guy wearing a sparkly shirt is going to pick a team that wears yellow pants. That makes all the sense in the world.
But not the guy wearing nail polish.
Williams, who paints his fingernails.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I mean, the Bills-Jaguars game
might be the best game of the week.
It really might be. And the Bills were my preseason Super Bowl pick, and they're going out in the first round. I'm taking Jacksonville at home.
Wow. Sunshine.
Watched him play in the All-American Bowl a few years ago, and he's finally living up professionally to that level of play that we all thought back then that he was going to have. I remember doing a production meeting with him, and he had no idea who he is, and he walked in and all that hair, and I was like, yeah. But he was so cool back then, and quite honestly, I just like the way Jacksonville is playing. When they went on the road to Denver and beat the crap out of the Broncos, they told me they were for real. Their defense is good, and playing at home, I think they're 7-2 this year at home. The Bills go as far as Josh Allen goes. I just don't think they have the complete team. If this game were in Buffalo, I would definitely take the Bills.
I hear what you're saying. I think the Bills are going to come into this game with more pressure, certainly, than Jacksonville, because you look at everybody's expecting them to do something now that Lamar Jackson's out, Patrick Mahomes is out, Joe Burrow nowhere to be found in the playoffs. And so this is the Bills' opportunity. And I think Josh Allen knows that. And if he has to put this team on his back, he's going to do it. I think they will be able to run against the Jags. I'm taking Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville, it's tough to say this, they're playing the best football in the AFC right now.
But true. That is a true statement.
That's a true statement. Yes.
They are. At least that's playing this weekend. The San Francisco 49ers thought they'd have home field all the way throughout. They do not, because they lost to the Seattle Sea Chickens. Now they've got to go play the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Give me Brock Purdy in San Francisco. You talk about a team I don't trust. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't trust that offense as far as I can throw them. And the defense has been okay, but they haven't been dominant. I just think San Francisco goes into Philly and they win this game. I think San Francisco, look, Seattle beats them and they made their offense look silly. No question. Philly can't do that. And I think this is going to be one of those games that Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle get the best of Saquon and Jalen Hurts.
I'm taking Philadelphia at home, partly because of what I saw happen to the San Francisco offense last week against a really good Seattle defense. Not maybe the best defense, but Philly's defense isn't that far behind. And it's playoff time. That means a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. They've been saving him for something. It's got to be this. Philly at home gets the win.
Yeah, I'm going to take.
Throw up in my mouth a little bit.
I am going to take the San Francisco 49ers. I don't trust Philly. I haven't trusted Philly all year, and I don't think they're going to get it right going into the playoffs, having rested their guys in Week 18.
All right, fair enough. So he goes 49ers.
The Sunday night game, the Chargers against the New England Patriots at Gillette. Drake May, first playoff game. Will he wet himself or will he play like a stud like he has all year? I'm expecting to see the MVP candidate. I like the Patriots, and more just because the Chargers.
Well, I think the weather's going to be cold. I don't know if it's going to be nasty or not, but it certainly is going to be a factor. It will be cold in New England. Look, I think Drake May to me is just the consummate professional. He never gets too high. He never gets too low. Things just kind of roll off his back when it doesn't go well. And I just think that Chargers offensive line so banged up. And not that the Patriots have a dominant defense, but I think they'll be able to get to Herbert. I'm taking the Patriots.
We're all taking the Patriots. I think Drake May and them are playing better. And if there's one quarterback that's going to wet himself in the playoff, it's the guy I've seen do it twice already in Justin Herbert.
Wow. Blitz just got violent.
Good thing he wears yellow pants. So does Aaron Rodgers. Will that Houston defense make Aaron Rodgers wet himself on Monday night?
This could be a 6-3 final, honestly.
Baird's good for 3.
You go to Pittsburgh, and they just ugly things up. But the Texans defense is playing the way it's playing. They had a bad game, I think, against Indianapolis. You can say what you want, but they did. I think against Aaron Rodgers, they're going to come to play. And, again, Pittsburgh loses in round number 1.
Does Mike Tomlin get fired?
I think he quits.
He quits. I don't know about that. I think we're all going to take the Houston Texans in this one. Hey, no surprise, James Pledger taking the Texans.
Wow!
Woo!
Come on, Pledge, go out on a limb.
No,
breaking news.
I'm going on the same limb you are. I'm taking Houston.
My computer's not working. What is Houston's playoff record on the road?
I believe they're over.
Over. Yeah, they're okay when they play at NRG, but they're not okay when they play at somebody else's place.
And again, the weather's not going to be good.
And honestly, I think the best thing that could have happened to them was what got Harbaugh fired. If that kicker for Baltimore makes that kick, I think Houston loses the Monday game at Baltimore because Lamar Jackson is just always just embarrasses Houston.
Yeah, he owns Houston.
Baltimore losing last week meant a Houston win this week.
Could very well be. And again, I don't think Pittsburgh is all that great. Look, Aaron Rodgers has been playing well. I'm going to give the old man some credit. He's been playing well. So I just think that comes to an end. What happens to Aaron Rodgers? Does he retire? Or does he come back maybe for another year?
You know, it is interesting because while he was with the New York Jets, I felt like he was still playing high-level football and earned another year and got it in Pittsburgh. I don't know that this year you've seen that same level from Aaron Rodgers consistently. Now, the guy gets rid of the ball so fast.
He does.
And he will on Monday night, which could impact the level of greatness that you see from the Houston defense. And he is getting DK Metcalf back after that 2-game suspension. And playoff Aaron Rodgers scares the crap out of me, if I'm going to be honest. I just don't think the Pittsburgh team as a whole has enough, especially on the defensive side. But kind of like we're talking about the Houston offense, how much do you trust C.J. Stroud in the Texans offense in this game, which is why I think you joke 6'3", 9'6".
I can see that happening,
because I don't trust Houston's offense all that much either. And Houston, to get a win in Pittsburgh, they're going to have to do it with the big play, which I think they will be able to do.
Nico Collins.
Just like the first quarter in that Chargers game. They had those 2 big plays and didn't really do much the rest of the game. We know they're just ridiculously awful in the red zone, but that Pittsburgh defense you should be able to hit some big plays. Now, TJ Watt getting healthier, how much does that impact and disrupt them? But I look at that Pittsburgh defense and the amount of money they have spent there and the result they have gotten, and they have not yet lived up to expectation. I don't expect them to on Monday night in a playoff game, but then again, I don't know how surprised I would be if all of a sudden that Pittsburgh defense we expected all year showed up, partly because they're going against the Houston offense.
And, something I just thought about right now, and I mean this in all sincerity, do the Pittsburgh Steelers players play for Mike Tomlin, knowing that if they lose, he could be gone? If they win, they move on, and you've got another just something I thought about now that could be an X factor in this game. Do the players play for Tomlin, and does that make a difference?
Yes, I do. Whatever they need for extra motivation and trying to get the monkey off their back of they always make the playoffs and they always lose in the first round. That said, though, it's talk Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, right? I mean, every year it's the same conversation with them, kind of like what we're talking about with Justin Herbert and the Chargers, right? Yeah. Until they actually do it, that's going to be a part of the narrative, and that's a part of your story until it's not, until you do something about it. James Pledger, the guy that I've seen wet himself twice is Justin Herbert. It's going to happen a third time. Until you do something, why do we all lack trust in Jacksonville? We haven't seen them do it. Why do we lack trust in, say, New England? We haven't seen them do it. Until we see them do it, they can't change the narrative. Until Caleb Williams wins in the postseason, we think of what we saw last year and not what we're seeing this year. I mean, the fact that they're in the playoffs, hosting a game, yet people haven't bought into the Bears because it's the Bears, right? I mean, it's the Bears. Carolina, a playoff team? Come on, they're just going to get steamrolled. We haven't seen them do it.
They beat the Rams at home during the regular season. So they're certainly capable of it. I'm going to ask you this. When you look at all the NFL games this weekend, give me two that you think could be upsets. Because there's going to be at least one upset, possibly two, in this thing. And I'm going by seeding, not by line, because some of the road teams are favored according to Vegas.
So Jacksonville upsetting Buffalo wouldn't count for that.
It would be Buffalo upsetting Jacksonville.
Well, see, or by that matter, the Rams upsetting Carolina. I'm just looking at matchups. Let's go with what I picked. Could Carolina beat the Rams? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Pittsburgh beating that wouldn't count, right?
Not as far as the seeding goes, no, but I think everybody would look at that as an upset for sure.
I think Bears-Packers is ultimately a pick-em, right?
I think the Chargers have a possibility to beat the Patriots. And I say that for all the reasons that Pledge said about Justin Herbert. He wants to go out and prove something. Drake May hasn't been there before, or quite frankly, a lot of those players haven't been there before. Could that make a difference? I could see the Chargers, and that's the team that I could bet. As much as I want to see Drake May win, I could see the Chargers upsetting the New England Patriots.
The most likely, or Carolina over the Rams.
Could be.
Because we saw if the Rams play like they did against Atlanta, Carolina does have a chance to win. I think those would be the two, and partly because I think Bears-Packers is too much of a pick 'em, kind of like Pittsburgh and Houston on Monday night. Too much of a pick 'em. The Philly game. But again, nobody would be surprised if San Francisco went in and won that game.
Although that would be an upset, technically, right?
Technically, yes. It would be. But Philly, they've won a Super Bowl. They've got a Super Bowl MVP. They've got a Saquon Barkley. We've seen them do it, and so I think it would have to be one of those two games.
I think so too. I'm going to say that one, and I hope I'm wrong. I honestly hope that I'm wrong because I want to see the Patriots succeed and I want to see them win. But that's my upset pick, I think. And I picked the Patriots in our prime picks, but if there is one, that's not going to surprise me. All right. If the Chargers get it done.
All right. So we're throwing spaghetti on the wall and having fun. what would surprise you more? Chargers beating the Patriots or the Oregon Ducks beating Indiana tonight in the college football semifinal?
Well, I think the Chargers-Patriots, because I could see the Ducks winning this game tonight. So I think the Chargers beating the Patriots would surprise me more. I think Indiana's going to win this thing. I think Oregon's going to play them as tough as nails, though. I really do. And I think it could be more of a dogfight than we're looking at. When Indiana played Ohio State, you talk about a dogfight.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a physical dogfight. And I'm not sure Oregon has that same physicality, but I think they can keep this game close and certainly be within reach when it comes to making this thing down to the wire.
I've got to say, Sophia gets Employee of the Month. She has just showed up with 2 big old flight by Yinglings
and a big smile. Look
that
at that.
We have about 30 seconds left in the show. We won't sip on those until we're officially off the air. But Sophia said, those guys, they don't have to wait 2 seconds after they get off work to start their Friday with one of these great flight by Yinglings on a Flight Friday. And this might be the coldest frosted mug I've ever had in my hand. This is incredible.
That is incredible.
Man. I mean, look at that, Caden. Isn't that beautiful?
It is fantastic.
Caden's like, SOB, where's mine? He's gonna write a sternly worded email to nobody.
That's it. That's the way that it goes.
She brought him to him initially. Don't leave him over there. Bring him over here.
Absolutely.
He was like, "What am I doing? I didn't order these."
It is just about time for Indiana and Oregon. It's about time for us to get out of here. We've enjoyed Bubba's 33 at Alamo Ranch. It's been a blast. And thanks to all the listeners that came out to see us today. We appreciate you. I cannot wait for this weekend's NFL action. Be sure and tune in to Rob and AJ early Monday morning, 6 o'clock. Of course, we'll be back on the Blitz.
Ladies,
great weekend.
The weekend.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM.